Yo.
Yeah,
Howdy.
Howdy.
What's going on?
What up?
Konbanwa. What's up, Hex family?
Ohio gozaimasu.
Wait, Ohio what?
Ohio gozaimasu.
Gozaimasu.
That's only for him.
That's good.
He's talking about
morning.
himself. But I suppose everyone else in the chats as well. Some people are, well, you know what? Probably, you know, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, or even good night for some people.
Namaste.
So,
got a namaste in there. We got a konbanwa, which is more accurate, you know,
For you
current
guys,
time zone. Yes,
Yeah. Konbanwa. Konbanwa.
it's close to Oyasumi time.
Yeah.
you think? The night never sleeps in Japan, no?
No, as long as you're in the office, I guess. Why am I frozen? I'm all frozen up. That was cold. That was very
You look fine.
shivery.
This is like izakaya drinking time.
Yeah.
Yum.
If it were different times.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
We still have a non-alcohol after 7, I think.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Yeah, lure you home to have your beer after 8 o'clock in the go home town of Tokyo.
Ooh.
Yeah, at my burrito spot, they have a refrigerator with, you know, sodas and teas, and on the bottom there's beer. So I like, can I get a Modelo? They're like, no, I'm sorry. I'm like,
It's right there. Can I have it? No.
yeah, can I? It's right. They're like, no,
No.
it's
Can I
against the
get
law.
it to go?
right now.
Yeah.
Hello, Joe. What do you know?
Hey Joe.
Joe, yeah, guys, really quickly, before we do anything, let's just do housekeeping before we start, shall we? While we wait for everyone to come in as well.
Yeah.
So absolutely nothing what we speak of on this channel is not financial advice. Do your own research, or rather do not do your own research. But anyway, yeah, our videos are only for entertainment purposes only.
Or are they?
Hmm.
We'll never know. Wow.
We will never know. Hey, I just wanted to call out whales on your whale tail. It's I've got a different interpretation of that, but anyway. Sorry,
I can't wait to hear it or see it,
that is so inappropriate. I'm sorry.
because I really can't.
What's he diving for?
Is it like a is it a big grape in a G-string? Is that what you see? Because I see that.
For the loom?
Oh yeah,
For the Loam Haynes
I
jacket.
see that. That's the back end view.
Oh man.
Vince, do you want to make a quick announcement just on the?
Oh yeah. Yep. Of course. Yeah. So yeah. Put out a tweet yesterday, but or 2 days ago probably. But yeah, we decided to kind of change up the show a little bit. So just kind of consolidating these community type streams to once a week. So we're gonna keep it on Sundays or Mondays, sorry. And then back on our own channel, we're gonna start to do more like outreach to specific Asian communities. So yeah, this coming Thursday, we're gonna start with Hex Singapore. So we're gonna have a couple of new faces on. And yeah, I'm gonna go from there and try to just kind of go back to our roots and why we started this channel. So start to get more Asians on board. So yeah.
Sounds like progress to me.
Yep.
Yeah. You gotta show Richard that there are Asian Mexicans.
Yeah, right. Okay. Not just us three.
Not just we guys. Okay.
Not just Guaylo in foreign country. I know.
Not just the Guaylo. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, no, I think should be a fun stream. So we'll probably
Yeah.
start with an hour. So just before Wake Up Hex, and we'll probably do our own thing where we just mix and match. I suppose in a very Singaporean way as well. We'll mix and match the languages. I think people in the local scene, they speak like 4 different languages, that sort of stuff, and we just get along just fine, that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
So if you're just curious, just come and watch the stream. But I have a pretty good feeling that no one knows what we're talking about. So
You might need
Yeah,
subtitles, but okay.
No,
We'll
no,
see.
Dan
So-
Emmons, the HexAsian show does not take over the Wake Up Hex with Hex.
No.
No.
They're complementary, like
Mhm.
fist and glove, or fisted glove, or gloving fist.
Club.
I would have said bread and butter, but okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So the HexAsian show will be 1 hour before Wake Up Hex.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Correct.
So there you go.
oh, I got that bread and butter analogy there, Vince. I don't know if I'm offended or not from that kind of racist remark.
What about okay? Let's do chopsticks and rice bowls. How's
Yeah.
Chopsticks and
there you
rice.
go.
Chopsticks and rice.
More appropriate
Yeah, a
analogy
little
for
bit
the
on the
show.
racist side.
But I think for now we'll do like an hour because I suppose the sentiment being if you're new to streaming or anything for that matter, you're gonna get so 1 hour should be enough just to get us warmed up and
Yeah.
get comfortable and everyone do their sound checks or and have
Yeah.
a heap of dead air and that sort of stuff. So we'll try and
Yeah.
take that 1 hour because get everything get comfortable and then if we have to have more time in the future,
Then you'll go earlier and not
Well,
later.
yes, we'll go early or we'll pick
Well,
another day, whatever. We'll work it
thank
out.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll test out the waters first. So.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Yeah. So Mondays and
Thursday.
Thursdays. Yeah.
Mondays and Thursdays. Yeah.
For now.
Same time.
Is there a chance that you'll be doing Chinese language then, or something like that?
We
Yeah,
could.
I
Yeah.
think that's in
Yeah.
the cards.
We could.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
super cool to see. I mean, I know that we could spread the word. A lot of Chinese-speaking communities
Yeah.
would love to see that happen. I don't see any other, YouTubers doing that en masse. So that would be super cool. Be a first.
Yeah, we've got other Asians, streaming about Hex, but they're still speaking. It's still in English, except Sticker Boys. Yeah. So if you
Why
do
is
this,
he
Sticker
plural?
Boys, yeah, we
Why
want
is he
you up.
plural, by the way? Why does he have to be boys?
I have no idea. Yeah.
That's a good question. I think
No.
he may have like a team behind him for like the editing and production because he does
Yeah.
really good like transitions and
He
his own subtitles.
Could
and
have a
stuff,
team,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
I thought he got banned at some stage because of that handle for whatever reason, so he decided to add an S or something, create a second account.
Oh, on Telegram, yeah.
Boy.
I think somebody mistook him for a scammer or something, and then
I think somebody mistook him for some gay porn. That seems a little
What
bit
exactly
racist.
are you staking in boys, sir?
Exactly. Naked boy.
Sticker
Stacking
Boy.
boys. So, anyway,
yeah.
Ooh.
Anyway,
Oh, this is a good question.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there were a couple of
Yes.
those scam hex streams
Yeah.
where people put a banner up and say like send hex and then we'll send you like double back.
Yep.
So,
There were
I
$4,000
can't believe
pledged
you're
in
saying
that
that.
wallet
Um,
before they shut it down.
yeah.
$4,000 lost in
ugh.
our community.
Update. It's gone up to 6,000.
Oh shit! Still going in?
Damn.
The stream appears to be taken
like it.
down. Yeah, but it's got like 36,000 hex in there, which is about 6K. Yeah.
well, this again
Yep.
goes back to the very basic fundamental fact
Mhm.
of security, right? And that's that the weakest link is you. So if you're weak, your security is going to be weak. It doesn't matter what the protocols and signatures and all that, technical mumbo jumbo is. If you suck at reading, you're gonna get, screwed over.
Yeah. So
And that's really lesson number one in cybersecurity.
Miss Exquisite
Learn how to
has internet situations, not just one, but she has multiple situations. She's
It's complicated.
gotta fix, which is not surprising given what we've seen before.
It might be 4G and Wi-Fi. There you go. There's the combination.
Yeah, right. I now have internet connections.
Talking about internet connection, I think she found the issue. It was this whatever that's underneath this hexagon-shaped manhole
cover. Yeah.
Right.
That's just like the one I saw.
Yeah, yours has
Yeah.
8
I
sides.
don't know about
Yeah.
that.
I think you have octagons in yours.
King, in generally, we call this a circle, and it has no sides. And then, yes. Are you confused still? Or? Oh, there are some hexagons in there.
Does someone want to do the Count Dracula's impersonation, counting up to 6 or something?
Oh no! You mean the count?
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Yeah. I have 6 things in this wonderful sewer plate. 1, 2,
Yeah, that
3,
was
1,
4,
1.
5, 6, blah. I love to count. Are you listening, King? Today's show is brought to you by the letter D and E and the number 6.
You sound like our resident Czech hexagon.
Oh boy. Hey, Peter's doing some good stuff. He's got like
He is.
got like
He's amazing.
Czech friends coming on, and
Czech streams, yeah.
they're actually it's like a reunion of that crazy place.
Yeah.
Check hex.
Nice.
Czech
Rolls over
mix.
tongue.
Czech.
Check hex. Hex checks. Hex checks. Hex
That'd be a great snap product.
check hex.
That's a bit of a tongue
That's a bit
twister.
of a tongue twister.
Yeah.
It's not a water main plate. That's where she keeps her seeds. That's her hardware wallet. Goes down a manhole
Peter,
cover.
no, Peter, we are not insulting you.
Peter Daniels,
maybe
87.
Papa's
I love
insulting
the
you.
numbers.
But the rest of us
Children of the night. All these Slovakians.
Czechoslovakia.
Hey, I saw somebody. What I think that was Markable. Blaze's birthday. So happy birthday,
Oh, yes.
Blaze.
Happy
Happy birthday,
Blaze.
Blaze.
Birthday, please.
That is correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we do, I think I did forget to shout out the chats. The number's growing shortly, so we'll just buy a little bit of time before everyone gets on here. So, Joe, lucky number 1. Awesome stuff. Hex and Effect. How are you? Of course, Miss Exquisite. Hopefully you can get your internet again fixed, hopefully. And I don't think it's the drain cover. I just made that shit up. Don't go look underneath.
We got some echo, gentlemen. Please fix your shit. Wales.
Someone who sound check 1 2. Someone.
Is it me? I don't know.
I can hear myself. You're right.
I'm gonna mute myself, so check now.
I'll try again. Sound check 1 2. Sound check. It's gone.
Yep, there it is.
All right.
Strange. Anyway, Crypto Profector. Yeah, we're definitely ready. Pulse Poland.
Huh.
I know someone that lives in Poland.
Yeah,
So do I.
it's a second account. Shall not be named.
Shall not be named. He's gone. He's gone underground.
Oh, he better be.
You could say he's barely visible.
That was a crafty comment.
10 out of 10.
That guy's out of control.
Yeah, no, he probably. I think he's walking along the street and someone just stops him and goes, "Hey, what do you do for a living?"
I used to say I print money for a living.
That will get you in trouble.
Oh, shit. That is funny.
Actually, all of us print money for a living.
Yeah.
Every day.
And we do.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, it's a
Zero.
What
beautiful
do you
thing.
do for a
But we
living? I'm a
actually do.
counterfeiter.
But we actually
What?
do, though. So
We do.
Yeah.
we print real money, not
We
fiat.
print real money.
Fake money.
Real money.
D's in the house.
I try to take a
Shout out
nap
to D.
from the
Hey,
rollover.
D-Rush. Come
Ah,
on.
D.
D-Raj.
Yep. D's here.
So that means is D going to be able to join us on what? Since he usually joins us on Sunday show, we'll have to
Is he
work
going to
something
come on
out.
Monday? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to work something out.
Can I start calling him Middleman D?
Why?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, you out of control.
I'm not appreciative of what you're saying about me now.
Oh, shit.
You
All
know,
right, let me
if
stop.
No.
if a couple of assassins were to sneak into your apartment, just so you know who it is. So
Right.
that's D and his henchmen. Yeah.
Coming for you.
Hey, what's up?
I won't even want to say the word, but anyway.
Oh,
All right,
man.
I'll keep going. Crypto Gains Club 369. How are you? Let's have a look. What else have we got? Pulsation Nation. Nice ring. I like that.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Dun,
sweet.
dun.
Yeah, definitely not a bot. Perfect.
that'd be a sad bot to program to say that.
Imagine.
Oh. Hey, I'm baseline. Hope you're well. OMFE. Morning to you.
So D-Raj has to get used to coming on here on Mondays. Why don't we invite him on now?
Yeah.
He's got the link. He can come in.
Yeah, all he has to do is come on.
D-Raj, get your ass on here now if you can.
Yeah.
And don't forget your golden mic, bro. Please. Like, don't even
sure.
embarrass yourself.
For sure.
Golden
I
mic.
can't pronounce that. I'll just call you Frank anyway.
Negan
Next.
Nixon. Nixon.
Blah, blah.
Mexican.
Nixon? No?
Nah.
Start. I can
Nix-
pronounce that one
Neg-
very well.
Yeah, I can pronounce start.
Start.
And Frank. I can pronounce
Nick.
Frank as well. I'm pretty good with the F's.
Nixon.
Excellent effect.
Thanks to our resident Hexagon ticker symbol guy, Melv Tony, for giving us the price points every minute or so.
Every
Thanks, brother.
stream, too.
Mhm.
Every stream, too.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Thank
work.
you for making it go up
Good.
as well. That's a good thing.
Right.
Dorsey78. How are you?
We are going.
Aussie Mexican, how's it going? Oh, I
G'day.
did see your tweet, Aussie Mexican. Whatever you're doing out there, I think you guys are just wild. Like, I don't know if you saw his tweets. Like, he's gone out to like Western Queensland, so it's like, well, I don't even go that far. Like, you know, in Australia, like most of your big towns are, you know, where the water is, and you know, when I don't see water, I don't feel comfortable. So he's going out there. So anyway, yeah.
That's funny.
Sorry. I don't know if you guys know this. I think I said this before anyway. Like, if you haven't watched Wolf Creek, go watch it.
I seen
As
it.
soon
I
as-
saw it. I
yeah,
saw it. I
yeah.
saw it. It's
Yep,
good.
yep. Yep, and that's where those people lay in wait.
I saw the first episode, and then it's pretty slow paced, isn't it?
Yep.
Does it pick up in like season episode 2 or anything?
Episode.
Yep.
You
It's a mini series, right?
No. I think
No,
you're
it's a
confused.
movie.
This one's a movie.
No, I don't
This
think
one's a movie.
Oh, the one I found was a mini series, like a 10-part mini series.
Oh.
I actually don't know that.
That's
Maybe
probably
No,
the
I
X-rated
didn't see that
version.
one.
Maybe I was. Wait. Was yours also rated X?
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an X-rated film that so happens to share the same name, right?
Exactly.
Or is that the one where the first episode takes forever and then you hang out for the third episode for the girl to come up and the girl never comes?
Oh,
Jesus.
Well, wait a minute. Did I just hear that?
Wait a
right?
minute.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
Roll
Step
that back.
into that one,
Comes
bro.
as arriving or climaxing.
No, not that. Not that. What's
What was that?
That's not what I'm saying. No, that reminds me though. I do have a funny joke back in the day because I used to work for this computer shop, and there was this rich guy who came out of nowhere with an Asus laptop, and he says, "I need some help. I don't know the password to my Windows or my login or whatever." And then guess what he said? This is unreal. Okay, so he says, "Whoever gets my password, cracks my password, gets my porn on my desktop." And guess what? Boys being boys, we tried to crack everything. We crack it. We throw everything at it. So I didn't win. Someone else did. He cracked it in about 10 minutes or something like that. So he got access to the porn, and it is obviously C drive : local user local / local user / backup / XXX / something blah blah .avi, right? So he was so happy with himself. Double click the exe file. Long story short, there were no girls.
I knew that was coming.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All that hard work for
And-
nothing.
For nothing. So
What's this? What's this folder called? Shaving Randall.
What the fuck?
what?
What is that? Is that some sexy porn? I can't wait to see the boobs. No, this is not what I was expecting.
Shavings. Okay.
Shout out to Motley.
Shout out to Motley.
Hey, Motley.
Motley.
What up?
Why does he
Day
need to
zero.
set an alarm?
The civilian.
Oh yeah.
The civilian
Motley
Molly.
the civilian. Yeah.
Civilian Motley.
Civilian Motley. That's right. Civilian Motley.
Civilian investor.
Yeah. Day zero is always interesting because it's like, well, what do I do now?
Hmm.
Unless you got something planned out, that's what you're gonna feel like.
Start sculpting.
Sensei.
Building onto your mansion.
Day 43 away, mate.
Yeah, shout out to him. Mr. 43.
Big on the D. What's up?
Don't forget to smash the like for us.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, hit the smash. I'll smash the like.
Oh, there. See?
If you have not.
Look at this, guys. Look at. Oh my gosh! Look at Lost Legacy's icon there. Look at his avatar. They Live. That's the movie I was talking about the other day. Yeah, I brought it up on.
For Roddy Piper.
No. But yes, but no. Do you remember this? This is doesn't Kyle MacLachlan, isn't he in this movie? This is a movie it's a cult classic. It's not Wes Craven, but whatever. Anyway, you put on the special glasses and you can see the aliens that are lurking around. So the conspiracy.
Yeah, that was Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper. Okay, great. This movie is classic.
Movie.
Love this movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No, it was on F and Hangout. We were talking about it. And there it is, right there. Beautifully done, Lost Legacy. Excellent.
I should probably torrent that. Anyway.
Yes, you should. You definitely should. I think they've got a full despecalized version of it. like a Blu-ray version now. It's hilarious. It's just so campy and beautiful.
High definition.
No. T-shares as usual. Dan, yes.
Dan, hello again.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit behind the chats.
Yeah.
Try
You
and
went
power
back a little
through.
bit.
Yeah. Duke of Booze. Let's see, what else? COTG.
Well, he's answering Joe Hexotic's question. When is HexAsians on anyway? So he says today, Joe. Very, very trolly of you.
One of our
Children
resident
of the grave.
trolls.
Well
Yes.
done.
Kaz, in a way. Have a look. Oh, I'm so far away. Nardo, how are you? Machiavelli. Let's have a look. Wow, I can't shout at everyone. It's just gone berserk.
No, but
Anyway,
you're going to
shout out
try,
everyone.
aren't you?
Oh, look, I'll
That
try.
looks
Look,
like
okay, you know what? All right, I'll try.
Oh yeah.
Jamie,
Before we went live, I think we were kind of talking about like, is it too late to get into Hex? So I think that's worth going over again.
Yes.
Yep.
Wales, when last week we tuned in, we were leaving off with you explaining why it wasn't too late to get into Hex.
Yeah. So it's just it's interesting, right? Because a lot of people, like, it's easy to feel that way when you look at the the face value of what you're purchasing.
Yeah.
But the unique thing is that in this scenario, that's not the actual concern, because math actually drives this, right? And that's very important to understand because cryptocurrency was designed to do one thing and one thing only, and it's very important people keep that at the forefront of their mind when they're thinking about this, right? Because there's a lot of shit coins out there, or promise coins, and they're promise coins for a very good reason. And that's because the intent behind the design is a fallacy,
Are you
right?
cooking breakfast there, somebody? Someone's...
Negative, sir. I'm playing on my plate. Please focus.
Oh,
if
yeah,
you were in the military, Papa, you would be sniped in 2.5 seconds.
I can't focus while somebody's like getting the griddle with their eggs and mixing
you
up
need
with
sniper school, my man. You need to learn
flipping
some
the Jimmy
discipline,
Dean sausages and listening to the stereo in the background. I'm just eating while I'm streaming.
Hold on.
You
Jimmy
can't
Dean
see
is
me
good.
anyway.
Don't downplay Jimmy Dean sausages because they're good.
I know. Okay, we don't get them over here, but yeah, I know.
Well, there you go.
Continue,
All right.
please, as you were.
So you have this added value nexus, right? That most other coins don't actually have. What they have is marketing. So it's very important to understand that distinction, right? Because when we're looking at what money is supposed to be, it's very, very specific. None of the attributes and other properties are marketing. I want people to understand this. The same thing goes for value. Value is not marketed. It either exists or it does not. Very important people understand that. Hold on, guys. Let me close this damn window because we can't have a...
He's muting while he's taking a line.
Funny.
That's what Children of the Grave called you out for up there. That's very nice. Let me close this window.
Yeah. And you hear the metal clacking, but it's really a metal straw, all right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's get back to it. Let's stop playing around. All right. So that's very important, right? And I know I'm kind of like going deep in the weeds, but it's very important to understand that because when you're putting your money into something, you usually want to get it back. Just a general rule. So taking that into account, you have to be very considerate with regards as to where you are putting it, right? And a lot of the time that means what's the margin of safety when you're allocating capital to something, right? So now we have these digital assets that we can allocate capital to. And the beautiful thing about it is if you understand what this is supposed to be, then the decision is very easy once you can see the parameters. Right. And the thing is that every coin has a unique set of parameters and it's really based on the token design. Right. And once you can really dig deep and understand all the intricacies of a coin and how it's designed, then you can really see if there's value there, right? So with Hex, you're able to take all this verifiable data that's on the blockchain and deconstruct it to see what's actually there. And what I've discovered is that over time, the math is always going to take care of those that are in Hex because it works based on the math. So if you're entering Hex now, we're basically 20 months in, right? Going on 2 years. So that means that if you do a 15-year stake now, for example, just so people can understand the math, the T-share quantity of the stake is not going to be as significant as those of us that were here 300 days ago, for example, right? Because the T-share rate was less than 15,000 Hex per T-share at the time. So the question then becomes, well, how can I compete with that? Well, it's actually very simple once you understand the system and how it works. And it took me a while to figure it out. But again, this is like the beauty of Hex. No matter how much you have figured out, or at least you think you do, there is some other layer of discovery to be had because it's all really math. And once if you don't think about all the steps all the way through, you're going to miss something because we've never been through a full staking cycle of 15 years. So thinking through all of these things is kind of hard to do. So what I realized is that, wow, I already have 20 months in. We've already seen what Genesis T-shares do just off of a 1, 2-year stake or whatever in that range. And we see what it's done to the T-share rate, right? And what that in turn translates into with respect to the price of Hex. So from the big payday to now, we've gone 3,000x or 3,000% basically, right? So if you think about what's going to happen between year 2 and year 17, you have 2 big staking walls in between that endpoint, right? So those big staking walls are going to be like big old Bitcoin halvings. So you can expect the price to pump in a way that you would have never even imagined because we just never had this conversation before because who's thinking 15, 16 years ahead, right? Like now we have all these new people entering the system and they need to understand why it's still a valid play. And the reason is because of math. Once these staking walls happen, like they occur where all these shares start expiring, the T-share rate is going to start increasing at a rate that we've never seen before because it's going to be 50. Well, first off, it's going to be 10-year Genesis T-shares. Then it's going to be 15-year Genesis T-shares that are going to be exiting the system, right? So the quantity of Hex required for those people to reclaim a T-share is going to drive that T-share rate up so ridiculously high that we can't even foresee what it's going to be, but we know it's going to do so. And then with that, we know that the price of Hex is going to ramp up because that's just how it works. At least up until now, that's how it works. So we can presume, right, that 15 years from now, which is almost 17 years, you can expect the price of Hex to just be in Zoom property, right? At that point in time, like it's just going to be zooming because of all of the inflation that's been hitting the system. And I actually made this chart. Let me show it because I didn't actually think it'd be worth showing, but turns out it is because this is becoming topical now. And it's important to understand like how the inflation drives value in the system. And what I did was I took this data from hexdailystats.com and I laid out all the minted inflation that the system was generating throughout time. And what's interesting, give me a second because I'm trying to pull it up, but PowerPoint's being a bitch. I need to throw this chart on the website. Okay, let's see if it wants to work. All right, maybe not. Okay. So let me put this here. All right. So what I want you guys to notice is the left side of the big spike. The big spike is big payday. The yellow line is minted inflation. Ignore the title because it's wrong. This is minted inflation versus the price of Hex. Okay. Now, what I want you guys to notice are three things. Number one is this big spike, this big payday. Okay. Number two is that before that point in time, the minted inflation was gargantuan relative to what we're seeing now, because that's how the system was designed to function at that time, right? And that's a function of the process that we were going through, which was the launch phase, right? You had adoption amplifier and all these things. And then during that time is when you had the biggest price pumps for Hex because of the inflation exiting the system, right? And Richard talks about this all the time, actually. But, you know, it's hard to conceptualize if you don't actually understand what that looks like. So this is what it looks like, right? Because what happens now is that once the adoption amplifier was removed, everybody had to get their Hex either from the market, right, meaning the DEX, or whoever was willing to sell it on the DEX, and whatever menial coins were lying around on centralized exchanges, right? Because Hex doesn't really trade on a centralized exchange. It partially trades on a centralized exchange. The majority of the volume is on the DEX. So keeping that in mind, we can see that with the lack of minted inflation here, what it does to price, right? And this is what we've been talking about, him and myself, for this whole time. The less coins that are sitting out there, guess what? The less you're going to have available to buy. And the thing about it is, as we've already seen, no matter how many sellers there are, just doesn't matter. The price has to do this because that's what the math says. And here is the verifiable proof. Like, you don't even have to take anybody's word for it anymore. Now everybody can just shut up and look at this chart, because it's no longer a point of conversation. Now it's a point of, oh, here's the data, and this is what it looks like, right? And this is what it's about, because what's going to happen is once we get to day 5,000, or I'm sorry, 6,000, 7,000, whatever that number of days is, 17 years from now, you're going to get some big spikes like this, right? And the thing about it is that those big spikes are going to cause these kind of movements, right? But the question is, we don't know how high, because we don't know how much inflation is going to actually be minted by the system, which is going to in turn, give me a second. Come on, PowerPoint. All right. Second. Because it's all about the T-share rate, right? Because once this inflation comes out of the system, and I probably should throw that chart on the face of this too, but it's really straightforward, because that big spike coincides with this big jump in the T-share rate, right? And that's the whole point. Anytime you get any big jump in this value, right, the minted inflation, there's gonna have to be, just by the way the system is designed, a jump in the T-share rate, right? And as we all know, what that leads to, right, that's going to lead to higher prices and the dollar cost of Hex, because the correlation is essentially 1 between the T-share rate, the dollar cost of a T-share rate, excuse me, and the dollar cost of Hex. So that's the whole big picture, you know, from A to Z as to why that's going to happen. So if anybody got any questions, I know that was a little involved, let me know. But it's real. It's right here. Maybe I'll write something out for this to explain it, because it's very interesting, right? Because we can look forward in time with regards to what the price action could be. We just can't determine the amplitude of what that move could be. But we know there's going to be some amplitude because we've already experienced it. And that's kind of the whole point of looking at this data and understanding what it says, right? Because this is the minted inflation from the system itself. And that's the unique aspect of it. And we see it here, right? We got these little bumps and the price reacts to it. And the thing is, this is the deferred inflation, right? So we talk about it a lot. Richard talks about it a lot. And this is basically what we're talking about, right? This is a deferred inflation across time. So this is another reason why the price of Hex isn't bogged down by the constant inflation in the system, right? Because you can literally see it's like paper thin. What's going on, Molly? It's paper thin as it scrolls across time, and that's important to understand.
What's up, Molly?
What's up,
Any
Vince?
questions? Chat anywhere?
Yeah, I want to call out this comment from BP. Wales only. Eres un crack. Excelente contenido. Goal.
What?
What? Had to call it out, man. Come on.
I thought you were joking, but yeah, that's really there. Okay.
It's
Shout
really
out to
there.
You, bro.
That's a little too
I put in
random
the
even
goal
for
part.
Papa.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you. I just had to look.
I'm surprised you didn't bust your load over the naked matrix that we have in the chat.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. It got me mildly excited.
Oh, man.
This one is
Your zipper's just halfway down.
only halfway. At my age, it takes a lot of effort to get it all the way down.
It's not even a guarantee anymore, huh?
No.
Was that yodeling I just heard, or did you just say?
What's up, civilian?
What's up, Chief?
Yeah, how's it
Former
going,
Chief. Thanks for coming on the other day and wearing your uniform. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was just the top, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. Mine too was also the top. The bottom half was gone. That's for sure. No, I love the modification you did with the Hex Force badge. That was pretty
the
cool.
Hex Force, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That looks dope.
Hey, I can still fit in my uniform. I could go to sea tomorrow.
Hey, we got to work on your salute a little bit. I see the inside of your palm a little bit there, Chief. I don't know. A little rusty.
Yeah, I was actually looking at that too, man. We're going to have to tighten that up.
Oh, that a press.
Going to have to send you back to boot camp, bro.
Yeah, not
that
too many
snap in
people
order.
can fit in that uniform after that long. So good job.
Yeah, for sure. That's very true. That's very
true.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I can still do the PFA. I can do it tomorrow.
We're about to have a whole bunch of failures on the PFA because of COVID. They haven't run one for pretty much any of the branches for almost 2 years.
Yeah, they haven't been studying for the physical.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of failures for sure.
Yeah,
Should be fun.
Won't be a part of it.
Exactly.
I mean, I could always work my way through those with my eyes closed, so I never had to.
Hey, Mott, I was gonna say that it would be cool to see if you could work in the they have the $1 Million Sailor program. Wouldn't that be awesome if we could do a hex brief?
Wait, what's that? What's the $1 Million Sailor program?
Yeah, I never heard of anything
It's
like that.
it's like the financial like a training for sailors.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $1 Million Sailor is like it's like a 1 or 2 day course where they tell them about, of course,
teach you how to use a debit card, a credit card, like the most basic like financial stuff ever. Yeah,
right.
It's so bad.
Oh, man.
But wouldn't that be awesome if we could get
Hex?
a hex brief?
Oh my god! Yeah, they never allow that shit.
I don't take this script to the PX and trade it for some multi-meal or anything. No, it's got to use actual fiat now. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, because whenever I hear their financial expert come and talk to the sailors, all they talk to them about is the crap. Put your money in a CD in the bank, and it's like, oh my god.
Diversify your TSP a little bit better.
Yeah, your TSP, your life cycle funds, and it's like, Jesus.
Yeah, I diversified my TSP by dumping it into Hex. Worked out very well.
Yeah, that was one of those big wake up calls for me when I was getting out or just growing up. It was like nobody knows anything about anything. They don't.
Yeah.
Because these people that Motley's talking about, right? When we're getting out of the military, like these are the people that are supposed to be assisting us on our way
Transition.
out to becoming, to becoming civilians, to like learning the lingo and all of this nonsense, right? Like how to reassimilate back into society. And the reality is that they just set you up for failure even further.
Yep.
That's the reality.
It's just a check in the box for them. Hey, we brief you on all this crap that doesn't really mean crap. Okay, we did our job. You're free to go. It's like, come on, guys, you could do better than that.
Way better, and they opt not to. So.
Sir, tell me what I should do.
Well, please, sir, tell me what to do.
This is a good game theory question directed at Motley and Wales.
Let's see. If Pulse and Hex gets more users and really blows up, does that mean the APY on eHex will be higher than? Also, by the way, Richard wants to call it Hex, so he wants the Pulse Chain version to be called Hex. Meaning just holding could be the best play. Correct me if I'm wrong, Wells, but I don't think so because I mean, there's only so much of the supply that's available, anyways. I think it's like less than 2% now. So even if that gets bought up, your APY is only going to change by a couple percent if all that stakes.
Yeah, because you got to take into account how the APY works. The APY isn't a function of price; it's completely separate here. So unless people are actively engaging in staking, the APY cannot go down. So that's step number one. Step number two, the T-share count increasing will definitely be the tail and the APY decreasing. So if you come across the T-share count being 15 million, for example, because it's usually only 10.9, 11 million, right? So once we start seeing an increase in the T-share count, that's going to be literally how we know that the APY is rolling over. So that will have a lot of things have to happen to get there, right? You do have to have more activity on the Pulse network, like you just said. And with that, you're going to need people to actually stake that Hex, right? Buying it alone doesn't constitute a lower APY, but they need to actually go about staking it. And if people do, because the whole idea is with the basically non-existent fees compared to what we see in Ethereum, people are going to short stake a whole lot more. So they're just going to be staking a whole lot more in general, right? Because this chain seems like it's going to be more conducive to that type of activity. So even if you do see more staking activity, right, doesn't necessarily mean that the APY is going to go down, because the question that becomes, how long are the stakes going to be there, right? Because APY can go up and down too. Yeah. So there's a lot of variables that have to be taken into account. It's just hard to say from the outset.
It'll be very minuscule. I think, like you said, the biggest focus you want to be paying attention to is the change in T-share price over time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's the biggest tell. That and T-share count.
I like that comment that Richard made last stream where he was talking about what a cool idea would be if the liquidity on Hex on Pulse Chain got increased by $10 million, $15 million, and then that would put it at parity with eHex, and then you create a liquidity pair between those two, incentivized with an LP token, and both Hex can be at parity pretty much at launch. I was like, I wonder if anyone's got $10, $15 million laying around that they want to actually do that with. Interesting. So that could be, can you imagine all our bags right now? Not only are they double, but they're actual equal value going over. That would be insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, but that's like the same thing as saying, imagine if somebody came in and just pumped 20 million into the price. Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, I don't think, well, this is exactly what I was going to say. I don't think there's not going to be people swapping Pulse for PHEX off when, as soon as day one.
Oh, 100%.
Right. So I think it could exactly happen on day one or day two, but it has to actually trade up there. Right. It's not just going to be there. Like that amount of value has to go into the system. It's not
it'll just be a ratio too if there isn't a bridge yet in place as well.
Right, but that's assuming it's ratioed. Right. It didn't sound to me like, is that what he was saying? It sounded to me like he was saying, what if people swap pulse for Hex in that quantity, because that's one way I could see it happening.
It sounded like he was talking about a magic carpet ride of someone dropping $10-15 million on P Hex and then raising it to the price of Hex and then creating a liquidity pair between E Hex and P Hex and then providing an LP token, essentially locking in a parity of their values.
Got you. Like just okay after the launch though.
Yeah, after the launch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because that's the whole point.
Could be that magic carpet ride he's been mentioning for a while now.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It has to happen after the launch, right? Like it has to, like the system has to process that value, and that's my point.
Unless when he's rebalancing all the liquidity pools before anyone's allowed into the PulseChain network, essentially that first function of rebalancing all the liquidity pools.
Right.
If it's just done then and there, could happen as well potentially. But that would show unfair bias towards Hex. So possibly.
Well, it's interesting because you got all these coins sitting in that sack address.
Mm-hmm.
Anything could happen, literally. Like he could literally dump all those other coins for stable coins, and then what?
It's gonna be fun. I can't wait to watch and see what plays out.
Right, it's hard to say. There's so many ways that this could go. All we can really do is talk about all the potential things that could happen, and pick the one we like the best. I don't really
exactly know. like 10 out of 12 of them are incredibly good for us.
Not bad odds.
The other two are just minorly great.
Just remember, our founder did create Hex as well, so whether he says he doesn't want to give us an unfair advantage or not, it could still happen. Well, it's funny too because I remember early on. Yeah, go ahead, Wells.
I just want to say he says that, but we already know we have the unfair advantage.
Oh yeah.
So I just wanted to say that. Because knowing is half the battle.
It was cool. It was cool interviewing Mike, the football player, yesterday. Because he actually found Richard on Crypto Banter because evidently he's real big in South Africa. He's South African.
Yeah.
And he was introduced to PulseChain first, and then had to work his way back into Hex, which is really cool because I think a lot of us kind of predicted that, where it's like everyone wanted this. They wanted this, like all this for Hex and blah blah blah. It's like, guys, PulseChain is just going to be a gateway drug to Hex. Like people will find Hex via PulseChain, and it played out perfectly. Like he saw Richard on Crypto Banter. He's like, Richard killed it, so right away he got interest. And he's like, what really grabbed my interest at the end was that dude, whatever the fuck his name is, I can't remember. He told Richard, you can pick any product you want besides your own. And Mike was like, wait, hold up. Like, what do you mean he could pick any product besides the one he created? And then he's like, that was the drive for me to go do my own research and find out what's up with this product. And then he's just said he fell down the rabbit hole, went through the whole sacrifice phase, sacrificed all his ETH for PulseChain, and now he's working on his Hex back. So I thought that was amazing. And now he's embedded in the community, and he's all about it because we also talked about how pro athletes, their jobs are very different than ours. Like just about any other job you can go to retirement, and you don't have a time window that a pro athlete does. Like they might make it to their mid-30s, maybe a little bit past at best, and then it's a wrap. And they're used to that high income, and if they don't have their financials strained out, they can't live that same lifestyle. And you see it all the time. All these pro athletes just going into poverty, bankruptcy, drug problems, depression, all this stuff. And he brought up a good point. It's like, how cool would it be if like a new player comes in, they're young, 18, 19 years old, and they take part of their bonus and they just turn it into a 15-year Hex stake. He's like, that would be brilliant. I was like, that would be amazing if it's like the perfect tool for a pro athlete coming in, a young pro athlete, because they only have such a narrow time window of work they can really get in.
Well,
and all it takes is one good injury.
Go ahead, Crypto King. Go ahead.
Yeah, and all it would take is one bad injury, and that could end their career right there, where they have to fall back on.
Yeah, I was gonna go into excuse me. I was gonna go into all the pitfalls because I used to be an athlete, like hardcore. Growing up, I did nothing but play baseball and football, nothing else. So in my mind, that was my future, right? But it's not how it works, right? And a lot of people that end up playing sports professionally have that same mentality, And the problem is that that's a downfall. That's a setup, because what happens is that you miss the big picture, right? And when you miss the big picture, it's kind of like Crypto King says. It's like what Motley was just saying, right? You get a lot of misinformation thrown at you, right? Because these people have, and by these people I mean like entertainers, athletes, right? These people with money that come from a background of really no knowledge, no base, and they're thrust into all this money, and they have all these people in their ear telling them what's the best thing for them to do. And it's difficult because the decision is ultimately on you, the person that doesn't really know much, right? And you've seen it throughout time. I mean, Mike Tyson, even DMX, even going back to the 20s, Joe Louis, I mean, Muhammad Ali, who hasn't gotten caught up? Allen Iverson, like so many, right? Athletes, entertainers just get caught up.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so many people get caught slipping because they just don't know, right? Wesley Snipes is another one that comes to mind. Just so many people, like just get caught up in tax evasion, and they just didn't even know. Like
He was gonna fight Joe Rogan. He was so hard pressed for money back in the day. They were
Yeah, I remember that
fight. Yeah, Joe Rogan would have fucked him up probably.
Yeah, probably. Joe Rogan's no slump. He's no chump. That dude's a beast.
A lot of people don't know he was like a world-class taekwondo guy, along with jiu-jitsu black belt.
He put the world on kettlebells. You remember that, Molly?
Yeah,
I was in the military when that first became a thing, and it wasn't a thing until really Joe Rogan, from my memory, because I think he did like an interview, and I don't know if it was GQ or Men's Health, one of the two, something like that, because he was doing Fear Factor at the time. I don't know if you guys remember. This is way back in the day. And this came out. Oh, who remembers the Dave Chappelle Fear Factor skit? Nobody.
I'd have to go back and watch it. I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but
which one is it?
Got to. Tyrone Biggums.
It's got to be hilarious. I can only.
It is hilarious. We can't watch it on stream. We definitely
no.
Definitely getting it set up for later.
maybe green room. Not
right.
Room. But yeah, it's that lack of knowledge. The lack of knowledge, like the gap between those with money and those with the knowledge of money, are huge, right? And that's what you see in the entertainment and sports industry primarily, right? People in business, just to generalize the term, are going to be a little more financially savvy by default, because their objective is to make money with money. So even though they're using a physical conduit to do it, right? That physical conduit being the business, an athlete is using his body, right? Not necessarily their mind, which is a little different, a little distinct. So the mentality, sometimes.
Yeah, some of the sports require a high level of intelligence, especially depending on your position and stuff too.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. Yeah, I'm not saying that they don't use their minds, because they have to, right? Especially in a sport like football, for example. You cannot be using your mind, because you don't want to be that wide receiver that's getting caught up the middle and gets, head cracked. Right? I've been that guy. You don't want to be that guy. So that's the whole thing. It's about understanding the big picture. When you're playing sports, and this is what I mean by, not using your mind. When you're playing sports, you're not really looking at anything else, because you're just having a good, like, I'm telling you from personal experience, you're having such a good time.
You got blinders.
Yeah.
Because you're so involved.
Yeah, you're so involved in the sports. You're so involved in you're healthy. Everything is going great. Then all of a sudden, boom, everything changes. And you didn't see it coming.
You have to be at that pinnacle, at that upper level that it takes to be a pro athlete. If you're focused on anything else mentally or physically other than your sport, you're gonna fade away. You're not gonna continue to make it in your sport, because you have to be at that pinnacle, or you just become obsolete. So they have to focus on just that. And then
Tom Brady is a great example.
Exactly. And then when the time comes, they're like, oh, holy shit, what do I do? And unless you are someone like Tom Brady, and you could probably get some endorsement deals and some advertisements afterwards, a lot of them just fade away.
The black. Yeah.
Guys, middle class has an incredibly small bladder, and he needs to take a break at the hour mark. Otherwise, he's going to start using the Dixie cup underneath his desk. So,
Nothing wrong with that.
middle class, this is your cue.
All right. Okay. All right. We'll be back. We'll probably take 5. We'll be back. I'll see you all in 5.
Mom! Mom! Why don't you just add them to Coinbase? No. I have an even better idea.
It's not fair! Why?
That's why Coinbase doesn't want to list Hex. They don't think they can make enough money on it based on volume. I was going to make fun of you, but... So, I thought you were a troll, but that was a good comment. So, like, Coinbase doesn't list most things. Most cryptocurrencies are not listed by Coinbase. And funny enough, the ones that do get listed by Coinbase, their charts appear to die. But maybe they pumped on the news first and then dumped after the actual listing, like a buy the rumor, sell the news thing. In Hex, we really don't need to be listed anywhere. The price is doing just fine.
Everyone in my family and friends owns a sports car. I don't even have a bicycle. I think it's the time to buy my own Lamborghini. This city is really safe for driving and pedestrians. I could have died in the middle of the road. It's high time. I should travel by some vehicle now. Wait. What is going on?
Hey you. Yes you. Are you planning to buy a new whip? But does not have enough money, so are you working in 9-to-5 job, and not a millionaire like me? No problem. We are here to provide you newest, hottest exotic sports cars for really cheap, so that you can take your gold digger on the long drive to Cloud 9. Visit Mr. Car Thieves or call us now at 42069 42069.
Hey janitor. Get off my seat now, and go mop the washroom. Why there is white milk on the floor. Don't stand here, just move from here. Yes, hello. He is going to Mr. Car Thieves.
Wow, this guy has #1 dealership company in whole America.
Welcome son to Mr. Car Thieves. Come and let me show you my dealership. These are my Lamborghini collections.
Wow sir, I love these.
First tell me your budget. These cars are starting from 200k.
My budget is little less.
Okay, come with me.
Where is the car?
Just wait and watch.
I seen the lace flash before my eyes.
Wow, sir, I love it.
And the great thing is, I am giving this car at cheaper rate than my competitors, only for $150,000.
Sir, my budget is lower than this amount.
Okay, we got another option. This is special edition car imported from UK. It comes with BMW alloy wheels, Rolls-Royce Spirit of Ecstasy on the front and engine of Lamborghini.
Sir, but my budget is.
We are selling it for $299.
Is it dollars?
No, it's Bitcoin. Of course it is dollars. And we'll also give you some free perfumes.
Well, sir, where do I have to sign?
Congratulations, now it is officially yours.
Finally my own Lamborghini engine car.
Yes, sir. He left. He is in small green car.
Hello, do you finished him? You did it with my yellow car? So with a rocket launcher. Good job, son.
Hello, Mr. Car Thieves. Can I apply for insurance? Someone stole my car.
Back.
I have so many questions about that last one.
Go ahead.
Like, what was that random part about the milk on the floor? Like the guy was jerking off in his
Was
cubicle.
it milk?
What was that about?
Of course, that's the one that grabbed your attention.
It was like somebody grabbed me by the shoulders and just shook me with the pill. I couldn't unhear that. That was really weird. It's a different voice too. It was like somebody just said, "I'm going to screw up this guy's little joke. I'm going to like overdub my own voice in there." Anyway.
Yeah, those videos are great. They make me glad that we don't have to sit there and trade.
Yes.
Yep. Sure. We came a long bloody way.
I got nothing.
Shanti Mori saying something about send Churboy the live stream link. Does anybody know who that is? Is he wanting to join the agent stream or?
No idea.
No idea.
Who knows what we'll get?
Okay.
Wales booted up.
Yeah.
You heard the machine running in the background. Huh?
That's the T-Share 9000.
You guys didn't know that.
T-shirt in the background.
Wales has a Harrier on the rooftop ready to go at any moment.
Never know when you got to duck out, man.
Yep.
As soon as the police scanners go off, right?
Deputies, police. I am, nigga. I
Damn straight.
So before the stream started, we were talking. We said we're going to decide to save it for the stream, and I mentioned, do we think that Hex is now out of reach for the little guy? We're not going to see $1 million or million Hex bags being purchased by, the new millennials or the small
Whoever else
What do
is
you guys
coming in
think?
now,
Yeah. No. They're going to be right where we are 2 years time, less than 2 years time. It's going to be the same thing. if we're gonna surpass Bitcoin that did 6 million X, Hex is going to do more than a 6 million X. So it's still way early.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to put in your time just like everyone else did. It's just delayed gratification.
Yeah.
Even Wales wasn't here initially, and he's doing the same thing. He's putting in his time. He'll be in there within like a half a year. Like,
yeah, I can't wait to see what my bags are gonna look like in 2 years. I mean, I'm probably gonna feel like a lot of you guys, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it's doubling. Like they need to get in now.
Yeah.
Like,
We forget that every day. I think, because we always like mention that as an afterthought.
It's got a mental block on it. It's inconceivable that like, this could happen.
We always mention it as an afterthought. It's so great.
No mental block here.
I'm
I'm
over here
trying to buy as much as I can still.
Well, the funny thing is like we're talking about what you already own, not even what you're buying, which is crazy.
Right.
I mean, everybody here is happy as hell, and I mean myself included. I haven't even been in Hex for 3. I'm only about to. I think maybe in 40 days I'll have 100% of the time I've had in Hex, or I started at day 330. So on day 660, I'll have like 100% of the time that I missed in the system. See, so we'll really see what the like. Oh, so let's talk about this. I was actually bored the other day, or not really bored, but BSing, and I thought about. Like,
I think Wales is secretly retired, guys. With all the streams he's on and he's bored, I think he's actually already retired. Working.
I'm working right now. I just hate my job, so I suck at it now because this is more better, right? This is funny.
Yeah, more better for sure.
Yeah, more better for sure. Yeah, definitely more better.
More
betterer. So my smallest stake was only, and this is just in terms of USD value. It has nothing to do with the size of the stake or anything like that. Papa B's.
my illegitimate son is
illegitimate son.
Don't know how I got that, but I
knew
the day would come when I had my own.
It would find you, right?
Good luck explaining that one.
Yeah, the wife is gonna be pissed when she finds out.
He's probably gonna want a t-shirt cut too.
This is my father.
I am your father.
At least it's not Papa B's
underwear.
What was I gonna say? Papa B's
Papa B's underwear. No.
Underling's it's such an appropriate word for your offspring too, Papa.
Better than
Dingleberry. There you go. Papa B's Dingleberry.
No. Don't be harassing my underling now. He's got my private key someday. He's my heir apparent.
Got treasure access.
So what I was going to say was, I was just, no, it's okay. I was going to say, so my biggest stake, I think, was at like 38x, and my smallest one was at 5x. And that was a function of time.
Yep.
To a certain extent, but not all of them, right? Because so you got the small, I got like a few small ones, right? But the one with the biggest X wasn't actually my biggest stake. It was like 15 or 10,000 hex stake, and I think it might have been the one that I did pre-big payday. That's my 38x or whatever one. Like, it's the crazy one, and all the rest of them are like 20, 14, 15, 12, 10x, and then just the one with the 5x. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yep.
Like, think about that. Imagine you guys. You guys probably never sat down and thought about how many x's per stake. Like, that's a thing we can actually do. That's insane.
Wow.
Just in US dollar value. Just in US dollar. Like, if you go into your stake, like you look at your trend, like I literally went into my wallet, into my contract address. Yeah. I literally went into my contract. I checked the initial value plus the value now. So those X's probably don't even include the interest. I don't know if Etherscan is including that. I'm just talking whatever I can see on Etherscan. Holy crap.
Right. Yeah, it's just like, oh, the stake was $100 back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of X's from there.
Yeah, I got a $30 stake that's like $1,500 right now. Like, what the hell is that? That's that big one, you know? That's that big one.
Yep.
Did you guys see this one 5 hours
Great
ago?
example.
So it cost,
Damn.
it cost him $95,000, and he's sitting on $4.5 million. That doesn't even include the interest.
Yeah,
incredible.
Oh,
And that's what we're talking about, man.
cost him 95K. Wow.
Yeah,
So
when you
the
put the
interest-
price appreciation and interest together like this, it's just something else.
Yeah.
And no
So how
middleman
does that
in
happen?
between.
Yeah. Yeah. So how does that happen? So 366 days, right? Post big payday, we're at day 279 or 280, something like that. So that person was around for big payday, and they rode that whole wave, that whole ride from 366 days ago to now. So the question is, do you think that it will be any different in the future, given that Hex is designed to actually do what it's done? Right? Because we have 620 plus data points of history showing us that this is what it does. And it's hard for it to not do that. Does that make sense? Like, that's the kind of confidence you can have when you look at the chart history of Hex, especially post big payday, because post big payday has been very, very consistent, right? It's literally trying to track the value proposition, and that's it. And that's important, because what is happening every single day without fail? Everybody's getting paid. And every time somebody gets paid, that means the value in the system just got higher. That's it. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, essentially. Because if you buy it, you stake it, the price is gonna go up.
Well, there's a lot of people.
Those are the facts.
Yeah,
Well, they are. Got the chart to prove it. I mean,
You think anyone has sold earlier, like say, I don't know, maybe even like two months or 3 months ago, or maybe even just a month ago, and thinking to themselves, "Shit, should I buy back?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On the voice
Mentality
chat,
of a
they talk
trader.
about it all the time. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Are you kidding me? There's nothing worse than exiting a trade and you not capturing all that sits in that trade. You're gonna feel like you fucked up, and you're gonna have to get in no matter what. So you have to control that. That's like that real time FOMO.
I'm in so many of these Telegram groups. There's some of them where there's people that just laugh at people that are staked out 5, 10, 15 years. And they're like, oh, they're not gonna be able to take profits. They think it's gonna crash, or the price is gonna go down, or not gonna be able to pay everyone. It's like, it's always gonna be able to pay everyone. It's just the mechanism of how Hex works. And I feel sorry for these guys because they still just have the trader mentality for a product that just wasn't built for traders.
We're getting echoes again there, Wales.
All right.
We're getting double, triple motleys. There you
Yeah,
go.
my bad. It's so hard to like think when you hear your voice talking back to you. But yeah, no, it's weird because I see hexagons, like prominent hexagons, that still have that trader mentality, and then a lot of their stakes are short term, and they just don't have that long term mindset. It's like, man, if you see what we're doing in 2 years, you look at just the average staking length going up. We started at like barely over 4 years, and we're almost at 6 now. We started at just thousands of dollars. We're now at billions of dollars worth locked up. Like, how do you not foresee this thing continuing on way into the future? If anything, Hex has the best chance of continuing on into the future than any other cryptocurrency or financial product that exists today, in my opinion. So why would you not maximize your stakes if you have the ability to? To me, it's just, I don't know, it's just ass backwards thinking.
Hey, middle class, this must be some kind of anniversary of that video where the guy was like crying, saying, "Man, I sold my Hex."
Why did I
I want to see that again. I don't remember the exact numbers. I would really love to see that video again if we can find it. Let me see if I can get it on. Let me try to find it.
Why did I sell my Hex?
I ran it in Vegas. I ran into a hexagon that told me that he had like 500 million hex at one point, and he sold them. Yeah, he sold a majority of it so early on. He said it still eats him up inside. I was like, yeah, I bet.
My wife left me. This would help my family. Should I buy back?
Should I buy back? Okay. Found it.
Oh,
Did you find it? I found it too.
Oh.
Yeah.
You got it? Cool.
let me try and get this.
Without getting us banned, I mean, or whatever.
I think
I don't think it'll. I don't think
I think
You
it's
don't think
fine.
so? All right.
Let me check.
It's like the 2-minute version. I think is enough.
yeah.
Oh, we just want to pay attention to the math because it was so long ago when I first saw this. I almost swallowed my gum laughing. But geez, man, this guy. It's the first person that says, "What the hell did I do?"
I done so much. This one's not.
Well, so I'm just trying to load it up. Give me a second.
And that's the beautiful thing about Hex 2 is that staking mechanism really just provides that safe net against yourself, because we all at some point we have our selling price like somewhere between like a 1x and 6 million x. Like you're gonna sell you're gonna sell at some point where you're just like, fuck it, it doesn't matter anymore. But in fact it does, because you can do a lot of good in the world with a 6 million x on every dollar that you put in the system. So it just saves you from yourself long term. You actually get to realize those gains, whereas most Bitcoin maxis never got to experience that unless they either went into a coma, they went like full Rumpelstiltskin, or they just forgot in like some old hard drive somewhere, you know?
Full Rumpelstiltskin. You're out of control, bro.
Just saying.
That's the best.
Oh man.
But wait a minute, Rumpelstiltskin. That story.
Did I
is
mix?
not the right
Did I
one.
mix the one up? Wait, what's the? I always do it too. I always want to say it's Rumpelstiltskin that falls asleep behind the tree. But
No,
who is it? Who is it? I always fuck it up.
Yeah, he wakes up and all of a sudden he's
got a beard and everything.
No, Rumpelstiltskin is the guy that spins the stuff.
The wheel.
Yeah.
Weaves the gold, right?
The weaving wheel or whatever.
Chat, what nursery rhyme or thing am I trying to think of? It's not. I always mix
it starts
it
with an
up.
R too, though. It starts with an R too, I think. I'm pretty sure it starts with an R.
Come on, guys.
Rip Van
Winkle.
Rip Van Winkle.
God
There
damn
you
it.
go. I knew it started with an R.
Thank you. Always mix it up every time. Rip Van Markable. Pretty much. Yeah, he's only 23 too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's got the beard going.
How nuts is that? Is Markable's only like 23 or 24? Like that's nuts. The dude looks like a full grown like man in his 30s, 40s. He's like 23.
Yeah, but
That
as we
Viking
know,
blood.
he's already figured everything out. So fuck him.
Yeah.
my Viking friend.
Maybe he just forgot to count a few birthdays in between there.
Exactly, and he's rich too. So fuck him, double fuck him.
Guys, really quickly, COGT, thanks for the $5 super chat. I think, Papa, this one's for you.
What? Thank you. Yeah, you know what? See, you know what?
How about Poppy?
You know what? Wait a minute. Poppycock. Hey, Children of the Grave. Normally, I give you the prize for trolling, but Papa Boner's underling himself came up with that minutes before you did, dude. Get your game back on the freaking mark. My underling is running circles around you for the trolling. It's an embarrassment.
You're disappointing him, dude. Come on, step it up.
Crypto Goose guesses Rapunzel.
Rapunzel is another one. Yeah, there you go. That's another one.
Long hair girl.
Rapunzel's locked away in a tower, and like her ledger's down on the ground. She can't get to it.
I can't reach.
Prince Charming shows up. It's like, no. Like, just bring up that ledger, and then just kicks him back out.
Bye.
I like this one. Rip Van Winkle lost.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
Rip Van Winkle lost. That is a good one.
So not only do we cover ghost stories, we cover food, Asian dining. Now we've gone into the nursery rhymes segment of HexAsians.
What's next?
A hex spin on it.
I'm blowing kisses to my underling. I love him too. When I say trolling, it's a trolling from the heart. That's all.
How sweet.
That's how we appreciate each other.
Do we get
Hey,
that video at all? No,
Yes,
still.
yes, it's ready. Let's
This
go.
thing is gonna. I'm ready for the best laugh of the night.
Hex.
Yep.
Hex. Yeah, I have to give me some, man. I don't want to be the one that missed out. I don't want to be that guy that be like, damn, I should have got in, just like Bitcoin. Thing, man. What if it's 10 cents later on or per hex, you know, in a year from now? I want to be the one that had mine staked and ready to go. And what if it's $1 by the end? You don't know what's gonna happen from now until the end. You don't want to be the one to say, God damn it, don't let your feelings get in the way of not investing in whatever you know. Don't miss the train. I should have just hopped on in it. I'm not finna let this pass me up.
Many months later.
Oh my God. But I sold my Hex, man.
$3 million.
Where will we go? Can you tell me, sadly? I only buy the top.
$3 million.
What if Hex hits 10 cents, guys?
I
What
can't.
if?
I remember he made that call, man.
Yeah.
Man's
He
a
called
fucking
it.
prophet.
He called it. Yeah.
Don't let emotions get involved, guys. Listen to his advice.
Man, I could have had
seriously,
$3
that's
million
crazy.
now. $3
You're
million.
giving good advice and you're
yeah.
shooting yourself in the foot like that. That's wild.
Isn't that crazy? He had all the right ideas. He had all the right advice early on, and then he succumbed to the price. He was just like, oh wow, like in his eyes, he made a shit ton of money, and just like if he had just held, if he just used Hex, if he did an emergency in stake, like look where he would be at today. And they always and like he said, he ends up buying higher and higher. And he never feels good about himself afterwards because now he just has less and less Hex. And he continues that awful cycle of a trader. But he gave really good advice initially and was just unable to follow his own advice.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. And he wasn't really trading on the chart. He was talking about the daily AA price. You know?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So he was that early, you know.
Yeah.
So come on.
Is that guy active in the Hex community? Is he in the chat in any of the
We don't
streams,
know.
or does he connect with any of us?
I don't know.
That man is me. I've gotten a full face, change because I can't live with
You're
myself.
whitening.
I can't look myself in the mirror.
That's gotta be tough, man. That's gotta be tough.
I mean, it would be good for him to be part of the community, to be the don't be this guy, like he could come and tell his story and say, hey, I made a mistake. So that would be good to hear his story.
For over and over and over again, and he has to be ridiculed from everyone else. And
well, I don't know about ridiculing.
I don't
him, but
think
just,
about ridicule.
Yeah, he's an example of
cautionary tale.
Hi, I'm a cautionary tale. How are you doing? What's going on?
Well, yeah, in this life, it's important. Shouldn't be ignored.
It's just like recovering drug addicts. You want to listen to them, right? They've been through the.
I'm not saying that we have something to gain. I'm saying that he has nothing to gain. It's hard for him, right? If you want to pass the hat and recover all of his missed gains and then say, hey, can you give us some testimony? Then great. And then it's a win-win. But otherwise, let him be in peace for sure, for God's sake. Poor bastard.
Well, I mean, look at Trayvon James. Look at Trayvon James, how he's bounced back from BitConnect. I mean, everybody's like, oh, yeah, I don't want to listen to Trayvon, but
I think you got to face it. Yeah, I think you got to face it.
Richard said it a long time ago. It's like Hex just draws you in, and like he much rather have people that maybe promote scams in the past now, like have them promote a superior project. If you build the correct fundamentals into it, it attracts people like Trayvon, that's just a natural marketer, a natural salesman, and you get them actually promoting something good for once instead of something that gets people wrecked. So like it's just making the space that much better. Where now you can see it in Twitter, and he did a stream with Whales Only. Now his focus is on actually a very good product that he's out there pushing and selling, and that's got a majority of his time wrapped up now. So that's pretty cool. That's taking place.
That's how we roll, baby. That's how we roll. I mean,
Are you drying your hair
easy
over there?
because
Good stuff.
yeah, it sounds like it, right? It sounds like it, right? It is going pretty hard. I don't know. I got a lot of stuff running.
I've seen Whale's Head. There's no hair dryer there.
There's no hair dryer there. Me and Papa are on the same level.
Yeah, I've seen his hairline too. We got the matching hair. There you go. Mayonnaise.
That's how you turn white.
Ridiculous.
That's how you white.
That's moisturizer.
Thank
you. Moisturizers with mayonnaise.
I do, but not up top.
Those hair plugs. Those hair plugs have gotten good over the years. So.
Right. Uh-oh. What's that with that? That's not me this time because I'm hearing it.
Echo.
Echo.
Nope.
Test.
Nope. No Vince grunt.
And then he does it. All right, guess it was temporary.
Hey, Uncle, I think you want to talk about what's happened to your house, just downstairs.
It's close to my house, but it's not.
It's close to your house, not your house.
Yeah, it's close to my house. So I don't live next to a river, so yeah.
Oh, you use your brain, huh?
Is that actually near you? That
it
flood?
is about a couple miles away, but yeah. So it rained pretty hard over the weekend, and some people were caught in that. So yeah.
What's the bag that he's protecting out the window? I wonder.
His hex bag.
That's the Uber driver taking his new boat.
All right, you can take the car, but not the hex.
Leave the car. Take the cannoli.
All right. Oh man, that's too funny.
Maybe durian.
I wouldn't say. No.
Durian mochi. What the heck?
Oh my god!
Oh no, man!
Interesting.
All the wonderful smell of durian and all the wonderful sponge of mochi together in one tasty snack. Yours from Duria.
I'm good.
Duria.
Yeah. Call within the next 5 minutes. You get 2 for 1.
I gotta run to the bathroom. I got some Duria.
Oh.
Anyway.
Duria.
Oh, crap. Hold on. Whose food's this?
Oh, that's mine.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that beef?
Is that what you make on regular days of the week, bro?
Is that Mongolian beef? Mongolian?
No, it's just jalapeno beef.
So you ever think to take a picture of the food before you start eating it? It's like real class there, man. Oh, I forgot this thing's so good. Take
a picture after a couple bites.
All smeared.
I tried to turn the plate around so they don't see it. It's like nothing to see here.
Spoons tilted up. It's got some gravy on it. Beautifully done, Vince. Great composition.
Nice plating.
Yeah.
Is that like a Mexican Chinese thing? Jalapeno beef.
Actually, the interesting thing about this restaurant that I found just yesterday was that it's actually like Western Chinese food, but yeah, they serve some just like some of the familiar dishes too. But yeah, the special thing about this one is that it's run by a family of Uyghurs. So
Uyghurs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So it's all halal, or what is it?
Yeah, it's all halal.
Yeah, it's probably halal. Yeah.
They don't serve any pork dishes.
Pork.
I've actually had halal Chinese food, and I gotta say that's really good Chinese.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the difference, but this tastes really good.
Yeah, it's just that they don't have pork. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they only had chicken stuff. That's right.
Yeah. Chicken and lamb.
Lamb.
Is
The quality was
shrimp
more
halal?
beef and all that.
Is shrimp? Shrimp
No.
is
Yeah,
halal.
I think
Can it
certain
be?
types of seafood are. Well,
I don't know. I don't know if
They-
shellfish
they
is. Hello.
They had shrimp dishes there, so
Interesting. Okay, then it must be.
Okay.
I think most, I think most seafood is halal. So
The great thing about Chinese food in general in the States is that they don't use MSG anymore. But in Japan, because it was invented over here, they just use it as a salt substitute. So they just pile it on. Gives me a damn headache. I can't eat it. Ajinomoto. It's
Ajinomoto. Yeah.
That's crazy.
The source, which literally means the source of flavor.
It's
No.
it's
Literally.
poison, man. It's absolute
Yeah, it's poison.
It gives me a throbbing headache for the entire day if I start eating. You will be like, your brain will be fooled into thinking you've had the greatest dish of your life, and then you wake
Saw
up the
that
next day and you're like, what the fuck?
Once you pop,
Oh,
you
really?
can't stop.
What?
Pringles got
I did not know.
I don't know if it does or not, but it's funny either way.
Once you pop, you can't.
It's true. It's true. You end up eating the whole damn can.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Guys, do you know that Pringles is not made from potato?
No.
What's it made out of?
That either. Corn?
I'm not going to say it. Look,
Pringles.
I'm not going to say it because it's really, really gross. But go look it up.
Oh, what the heck?
It's not good. It's not good stuff.
What could be disgusting?
Yeah, that we haven't said already on air. Like,
No.
What is it? Tell us. Come on.
No, go look it up.
he said no.
No.
Jeez, I'm looking it up right now, and I'm gonna
Yeah, Baba B is about to throw it out there.
Look it up. But don't say anything.
are Pringles made of.
42%.
No way.
It does say
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep, you found it. You found it.
They are only 42% per potato.
Yeah, the rest is wheat starch and
I'm not saying
flour.
anything crazy.
Rice, flour, wheat
So
starch.
what's the problem?
We-
I think you're looking at the wrong thing.
Maybe you got some weird.
What?
Maybe you got some weird
Maybe I
site.
got the wrong thing. It's a weird site.
What kind of Pringles are you looking at?
I was scared. I thought it was like, chicken feces or something.
Yeah, it says 42% potato content, and the rest is just vegetable oils, emulsifiers, salt,
Is it
starches.
Lovely. And
Yeah,
flour.
you know what?
Now-
I'll find it. I'll find it, and then I'll show you in the green room. I'll probably
Yeah,
won't
throw
say
it in the private chat. I'm curious now.
It's not good stuff, man.
I think we're talking about different Pringles.
No.
Yeah. Sounds like
Is that a
Yeah, I don't know.
euphemism
Euphemism for something.
for
I
something
think he
else?
meant those knockoffs called shingles.
Shingles.
He
They don't eat shingles.
peeled them off of the victims of chicken pox. Awesome.
McDonald's burgers for 10%.
It's like the Taco Bell that's like not even enough beef to be considered beef.
But it's oatmeal, right? Isn't it like oatmeal and beef flavoring?
It's some sort of filler. It's
Oh,
predominantly
what
filler.
the hell is oatmeal and beef? What?
Yeah.
Taco Bell's beef over a majority of it is like filler. It's not even beef. They can't. It's the percentage is so high, not beef. They can't legally call it beef anymore. Like,
What do they call it?
They got sued for that.
Beef adjacent product.
Beef adjacent.
There you go. Bacon wrap fillet. I'm assuming.
Damn, that's nice.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, that's filet. Yeah.
Oh, I had a drunken ribeye last night. So good.
Nice.
What's the drunken ribeye? Tell me.
Yeah, what was it drunken?
They marinated in like some sort of ale, essentially.
Ooh,
nice.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Who's got us on playback?
Yeah.
No, that was me. Sorry. Oops.
And an echo too. Is that you, King? Are you the non-wiper in this channel?
The what?
The non-wiper. The guy that stands up and says, "I'm done," puts his pants back on, leaves the bathroom without finishing up.
What?
No.
Why?
Why?
Because
Yeah.
it's ludicrous.
Who does that?
It's ludicrous.
I mean, who people
Finish
do
the
that?
job.
I don't
Be
think
courteous
people
to
do that.
others.
I
and
think
wipe
Papa
your-
just projects all his nastiness on everyone.
Right.
I think that's what it boils down to.
Oh, man.
It was like Crypto Nomad when she showed up on Comanda's show last Friday. It was like, so you're selling, so you're the one selling. It's like, Crypto Nomad, do you have something to tell us? Like, are you projecting
Right.
all your selling on us? Like,
She's
come on
the
now.
dumper.
Yeah.
She's the one keeping price under 20 cents, and she's not.
She's looking for some company.
Right. Gotta spend all that money with somebody. Right?
Oh man.
Jeez. Crazy. Too funny.
Oh, hey, we're looking at some great food, and I do want to ask one thing: responsible laddering out. I want to keep spreading the message to people about responsible laddering out. The counter argument is, but look at the gas fees. So, how do you answer to that, guys? I mean, for a responsible laddering out scenario where people have a lot of hex and it goes to a staggering rate, and they just want to take some profit. How do you take it responsibly for the community, for the product, and for yourself?
Limit orders or OTC, over the counter. Doesn't
How about that
affect price at all.
OTC? That's one. That's
OTC.
one answer that I didn't expect. So the OTC contract is still not audited, right?
So I don't do that. I do that for I've been doing it as of late for personal onboards. So that's friends, families, friends that can vouch for their other friends. And what I do is I found that the onboarding process, the main difficult part, as we all know, is getting their fiat into some form of crypto, usually Ethereum. So what I've done is now I'm generating enough monthly interest where I can go and I can trade whatever they need. I can go and trade them Hex, and I can do it over the counter. They Venmo me, Cash App, what have you, and then I can just give them the Hex directly, and then not affect the price whatsoever. So I've been doing a lot of over the
crazy
counter.
Motley's over the counter hush money. That's not scalable for the average people in the community. Well, maybe it will be if you have such a stack. You're going to open up your account.
Well, it depends on prices, right? Because if somebody's onboarding somebody and then somebody else just wants to buy maybe $20-$50,
right.
it'd be doable. Yeah. So it just depends on the situation.
So I mean,
it's
how
a
do you
hard one. It's a hard one.
Right. I mean, you got to manage. Motley's talking about people that he can actually have vouched for through people that he vouches for. I'm wondering for the greater community, though, the best thing is limit orders and nothing else, because that over the counter site, I haven't heard anybody using it because it's not audited. It looks a little bit creepy, and plus, on big scale, you never know what's going to happen.
And then it draws in like a lot of. I've seen people in that chat too, just like do some they oh yeah, DM me for we'll set something up. It just kind of attracts the wrong crowd. Because I know it was a Telegram chat for a while. I don't know if it still exists. I haven't checked it out.
I think it's still around, but there's no
activity.
Not much activity because who wants to sell their Hex?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. But there will be a time when people say, "I'd like to take a little bit of this profit," and we want to make sure that it doesn't tank the price and hit them for flippage as well.
That would be nice. That would be nice to have a audited, verifiable, just smart contract that could be that middleman for OTC trades, and get it audited, and then get someone in the community to vouch for it, like Dev Kyle or Steph or someone that we trust to review the code as well.
You guys want to hear something funny? In legacy markets, OTC is actually a decentralized market because what that means, there is no middleman. So I'm confused when you guys are talking about a contract. What's the point of that? You don't need that. OTC should literally be what you just explained.
Well, have the smart contract eliminate it, essentially it helps with the scale that Papa was talking about. All the OTC I'm doing, I have to verify either friends, family, or friends that I trust enough to vouch for the people they're onboarding. The smart contract eliminates the need for me to have to go out there and get them vouched or verified for before I send them Hex or what have you. So the smart contract just eliminates that need for me to be able to verify doing a clean transaction of OTC.
Okay.
So then it just becomes scalable, like what Papa was saying, because otherwise you have limit orders and that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, my suggestion would be to just, if you don't want to use limit orders, you need to look at the slippage when you're setting your exit transactions, because there's literally no reason for you to be taking on 2-3% slippage, 1% slippage, or anything like that, especially if you're transacting during a point in time when gas is cheap. Do yourself the favor, take more profits because it will cost you less anyway. Because if you're going to give up 2 to 3% of your P&L, that's going to be way more than you just paying for individual transactions over time. That's just mathematically true, right? Because we're talking about 1 to 2% of a big dollar figure in a lot of cases because Hex has moved a lot. So you have to be cognizant of that, and you have to really actually worry about the gas versus what the slippage is, because you could lose and you not even know it. Because anytime you see a big sale, they're taking a big hit. Like that $5 million sale was a 10% hit for that, whoever that was. So they're either ignorant or just don't know what they're doing, or they're trying to push the price down. One
And
of the
so
three.
there's an alternative as well. Like, so Maddie's new app, T-Share app, essentially solves the problem that the biggest issue I have with Staker app, and it interacts with MetaMask, so people are able to get their wallet from the rip, and then they can go in there and they can actually buy their hex right away. Now, it's not the best for fees or anything like that, but at least gets their feet wet and they're in there right from the start. Like, my issue with Staker app, I think it's the cleanest, most polished. It's great. It could be the freaking Robin Hood of crypto, but man, that hurdle of not having the wallet from the start, and obviously due to gas fees, and it's just not possible right now. Hopefully with PulseChain, that's fixable. I don't know if
It's
it
a
is
compounding
or not.
issue, right?
Because it's too bad. It's too, the onboarding process just doesn't work. It's like, okay, a no coiner has to get Ethereum. They're not going to have Ethereum, so that's going to be you as the onboarder that has to provide the Ethereum, pay for their wallet, put the transaction hash, wait 24, 48 hours, get the wallet back. You're probably not with your onboarder or your onboardee anymore, so you have to follow back up, walk them through everything. It's way too much of a disconnect on the onboarding process. It needs to have the wallet from the start, and then it can be truly incredible when it comes to onboarding, because it can be all done with an app. You can buy your Ethereum using a bank account.
Seconds.
You can switch it to Hex, and then you don't even need to have any Ethereum for gas. It can use the Hex, and you can create an entire staking ladder. It would be perfect. But man, that not having a wallet, in my eyes, it makes Staker irrelevant, because at that point you become reliant on a sales team of like Kareem, Hex Toys, Toby One, Kenobi, like all they're guys that go out there and essentially they're making that their main focus of just onboarding. It just, again, it's that scale issue. It just doesn't work. But until you get that wallet from the rip, that's when the onboarding really ramps up, and I'm waiting for that
no
day.
friction. Yeah,
No
you
friction.
eliminate the friction. Yeah, you eliminate the friction. I get what you mean. Yeah, it's just about removing the friction from the process, because that's the whole thing, right? It's the same thing that you're battling when you're onboarding anybody anywhere, right? Whether it's a wallet or not, there's going to be friction, because if it's not gas fees, it's something related to gas fees. In this case, the wallet taking 2 days to process.
Yeah.
Right. So, it's a lot of different things that get in the way sometimes.
Well, I mean, the Gnosis Safe isn't free, and they chose that for security reasons, right?
Yeah.
It's a pretty damn good tool, but a lot of people don't know that.
Right. I don't view it as an onboarding tool personally.
The counter argument to it, was there anything wrong with just linking up to a MetaMask and having MetaMask being the premier wallet? Would there have been any issues with that?
No.
When they did cigarette? Yeah. So.
I have no idea.
No, I mean, or even MetaMask, and then allowing you to link to your hardware wallet, even better. So,
yeah.
But that wouldn't have been a mobile solution.
Right.
And so MetaMask alone for mobile solution is not as secure as, not nearly as secure as Gnosis Safe.
And it's just
interestingly enough, Gnosis Safe does have an actual mobile app now.
Yeah, they do. Gnosis Safe always did. They've also got a desktop app, which they've also got a desktop app, which. Yeah, sure. Desktop and mobile. They've always had mobile for as long as
I didn't know they had the mobile. I just didn't know. I was just ignorant to that. I didn't know. And I never looked. Since I already had Staker app, I didn't need it. But I figured, I like using the front end of Gnosis Safe, or the back end of the Gnosis Safe, whatever you want to call it. So I just downloaded that.
Yeah, I know you're a front end, back end type of guy. I know.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
I mean, it's quite easy to see that's where the resistance we run into now, because when I go to these no coiners to onboard them, they all tell me they're in crypto, and the first question I ask them is it Robinhood? And 90% of the time it's Robinhood. I'm lucky if I get a Coinbase out of them. They're like, oh, I have Coinbase. Like, oh, thank God, I can work with that to some degree. But if it's Robinhood, I'm like, okay, you literally have to sell your paper stocks of the crypto that you think you have, and then you can use that money and you can buy like real crypto. But 90% of the time, it's Robinhood, and it just shows you there's so much resistance in crypto. Robinhood is much easier, and they're not getting into crypto. Robinhood is.
Motley, I'm getting two that are worse than Robinhood. I'm getting eToro and PayPal. Yeah,
I haven't gotten too much of those yet. But yeah,
I think it's a Europe thing too. They're like all the ones in the UK are like, I've got an eToro account.
Yeah.
How do I just get my coins off there? I'm like, or PayPal. It's not a thing. It's not. You don't want to deal with it.
That's why we need a competing product. We need a competing product that can give them that same ease of access and actual crypto, actual possession of their new crypto. Otherwise, it's pointless. Like they're still controlled by a central entity.
I mean, that's the thing, right? And this is kind of why I've been so adamant about highlighting what the big players are actually doing within the crypto space, right? Because what they're trying to do is make themselves relevant, but what they're actually doing is boxing you out. Because look now, you got all these people that think that they own crypto and they actually don't.
They don't.
They don't even realize that they only own a claim on some nonsense that was created by an app that isn't even really what they think they own.
They're like, "Can I transfer you ETH?" I'm like, "Not from Robinhood. You can't." I was like, "You have to sell
can't
that
do anything.
Shit." Yep.
You gotta get your fiat out of there. You can't even do anything with that representation of whatever they think they own.
Like just last night when we were out to dinner, I was getting my wife's mom one of her cousins in, and they had Robinhood and they had some cryptos and they had to sell it. And then he was telling me today, he's like, "Oh, I gotta wait like 24 hours or 48 hours or several days for it to clear and go back to your bank account." It's just like, yeah, you don't have control over your money. You just don't.
Nope.
Exactly. And that's like the thing, right? Once people realize, and this is the beautiful thing, actually, now that we're talking about this, is actually kind of works in our favor in the long term. Because ultimately, people are going to be like, well, what the hell? I thought this wasn't supposed to be like that. Or maybe they will. But there's going to be an event, just like there always is, that's going to help people realize that what they're involved in isn't really what they thought it was. Right? And that always happens. I mean, there's going to be a hack. You better believe it. There's always some type of event. Something always happens. So these centralized exchanges, go ahead.
We saw it with Wall Street Bets. We saw it with GMC stock. They literally, Robinhood took away the freaking, what was it, the buy button, but they left the sell button up. Are you kidding me? Like, bro, if that wasn't a big enough, yeah, I know, but it's the same concept because it is
the same concept, but I don't think people are going to connect it the same way. Do you think they are?
They're retarded if they don't.
Well, but that's the thing. We get it. But I don't think the average person might get it because they're going to think it's crypto. You know what I mean? And that's my whole thought process. Is like, how much does the average person really get about what crypto is supposed to be?
Yeah, that's why it's on us to continue to educate the best we can and get the message out.
Right.
Yeah, because they're overwhelmed with ads by PayPal ads and Robinhood ads, all
Cash App and Square, fucking all that nonsense that is not
Cash
crypto,
App.
man.
Oh God.
The marketing budget, it's insane.
Yeah, and this is what we have to battle, man. You know what I mean? Like, we don't got billions of dollars to throw nonsense ads in people's faces just to lie to them so they can fall into a trap. I mean, this is entrapment. You know, this is essentially entrapment because what they're doing is they're out here promoting a lie and they know it. It's not like they don't know it. You know, they know what they're doing because what they're doing is they're going to say, okay, these people are going to eventually wake up to the fact about what's going on. So they're going to want to go into crypto. Well, let's give them crypto. And that's what's happening.
This transference of wealth and this new shift, it takes generations. So again, it's just on us. It's on us to like start teaching these younger guys and girls coming up now, so they can change this in the future because it can take a generation or two before that transition's complete. So it's definitely on us to do so.
Oh yeah, big time. Big time.
And I mean, this is where, and it's all about going where they're at too. YouTube, TikTok, like we've continued to grow like the TikTok presence. Like as much as I'm not a fan of TikTok, like it's where all the young kids are. Like go out there and get them into crypto properly, early, and then they can start being that shift that we need to start seeing.
Yeah, I mean it's cool because I'm pretty sure everybody's seen on Twitter how HexAsians basically started. I think maybe last week or the week before. He's already at 10,000 followers already on TikTok.
Well, the beautiful thing about TikTok, it's still early. So like when you're one of the first like content creators to go into a new early platform like that, like it's much easier for you to obtain those eyeballs. And you see it with these older crypto influencers. I'm putting air quotes right now. They were around a couple cycles ago when YouTube was still young, and they were able to grab these mass eyeballs, and like they still have them just because they were able to get into the platform early when it first started to trend, and they grabbed a large audience and able to keep them. They don't know jack shit about what they're talking about, but they still have an audience because they were early to a platform and were able to grab those eyeballs early on. So TikTok it's right now it's like a land grab. Go out there and get as many eyeballs as you can and promote something good.
Yeah, you'll definitely blow up for sure. Very, very true. Timing is everything, as they say.
Yep. I'll probably make one since I got more time on my hands. I'll get around to it eventually. Day 2, maybe.
That is partially true as well. So,
yeah, I don't actually have it on my phone.
Get a burner. Yeah. Get a burner.
I had it at one point, but then I was like, let me get this shit out of here. Yeah, get a burner.
I mean, there's
sure.
It's not just TikTok too. A lot of people just download apps on their phone without realizing all the permissions they're giving up. Yep. So it's not just TikTok.
No, it's not just TikTok. It's a lot.
It's a lot of apps. It's a lot of apps. They sell that. I mean, that's how they make money. They sell all your information. You don't realize it, but you're giving up most of your permissions, and they're just selling you. They don't give. You think it's a free app, but it just comes at the expense of your information.
Correct.
I remember McAfee came out with an app that would find apps on your phone that are giving up all your locations and all that. It was several years ago, probably like 5 or 6 years ago.
Did it spam your phone with advertisements all the time too? Afterwards, like update your McAfee account.
I used to work for a company. We had a handset that we could actually. It listed all the apps, and then you could actually go in and just flip all the permissions off on all of them. Everything you'd be able to review everything on one screen. You see, like,
that's nice.
But you'd be amazed at how few of them work after you allow no permission. They just all corrupt. Nothing works.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's like, you have to have the ability to make and receive calls for this, online purchasing
video
programs.
game. It doesn't even make sense. Yeah, it's just like, nope, it doesn't function anymore. Sorry. Yeah, it's pretty much how all the apps are now these days. It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, it's just like my scrolling hat or the glasses. I thought they were broken because it was a long time before I used them. I'm like, hey, this is not working. You have to turn the location setting on to get it to
insanity.
Yeah. Oh. I was like, what?
Big Brother's here, boys. It's been here for a while.
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't buy a lot of shit, bro. It's crazy. I got people just wow. It
almost feels like it's impossible these days to not be tracked or traced or something at some form or another. Like freaking King said, like it's a damn hat. His freaking scrolling hat requires his damn location to work. Like what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that's fucking insane, man. That's insane. That is insane. That's something that needs to be looked at and discussed because that's an invasion of privacy. That shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are only just scratching the tip of the iceberg. 6 years ago, I was working for the company that was, providing all the lawful intercept all over the world to all these governments. And let me tell you, whether or not you have power or not, cameras are watching you at all times, and it's just part of the way that the world is now.
Yep. It's because we were too complacent and we just let people get more and more power.
We just let people do what they want. We just let people
It's
do
the
what they
way,
want.
it's the way it is now. It's just like lovely, and it continues to get
Yeah.
worse. You get
Like, yeah,
you let
it's just
people
the way it
get
is.
more and more power.
The golden mic as well doesn't. This is great. This comment.
Probably true too.
That is
Probably
probably true.
true.
Yeah.
Locations.
But in the future, we'll all have these compounds with these security details that go and they sweep for all the bugs and everything, like the Godfather, and then they'll be fine. No, sir, it's all clear. You can go into the room again. Thank you very much. Let's go do some. Yeah, let's have our T-bone steak. It's okay.
Oh man.
Hex
Yeah,
will
so-
solve this.
It's getting crazy out here. I mean, there's definitely a market for electronic devices that don't track your every move, right? The question is, will you get your patents? Will the market actually allow you to exist? That's the question.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You know,
the problem is the demand there to be profitable because most people are just complacent enough to just not care. Like the majority of the population just at this point has just accepted it. So like you have to have enough of a market. Yes, there is some, but is it as profitable as just making a regular phone or whatever? It's not.
Probably not.
It's just not.
I guess that'd be a function of education, right?
Yep. Again.
Yeah, we'll just think. I mean, we might not like him, but Alex Jones said maybe 20 years ago that your phone, your TV, and everything's going to be listening to and watching you, and everybody's like, "You're nuts." And
That's exactly what
we
it's
are.
happening now.
Yeah, you are the product now. They
You
will
are the
get as
product now.
much information from you as they can.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that's why my computer screen's no camera. For what? I got a little cover on my phone for the little camera. Well, why does that need to be exposed? For what? The phone, if you don't know, if you have an iPhone, I know an iPhone does this. I don't know if an Android does it or not. But an iPhone is constantly snapping pictures of your surrounding environment, in case you didn't know that.
Crazy.
Yep. And that Google Home and that Alexa are constantly listening to you as you make warm, mashy love to your loved ones.
Yeah, those are the worst.
Listening in.
Yeah.
It's no coincidence you talk about a product or, hey, I'm going to go buy a Toyota truck later this week. The next thing you know, you get all those advertisements. It's not a coincidence, guys.
Yep.
It's not a coincidence.
Guys, turn all your volumes way up over at all of our viewers. Just turn your volume all up for a second. Hey, Google. Penis, 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 penis.
Now you get all this penis enlargement.
There you go. That's my gift to you.
Thank you, Papa B.
You're welcome.
All right, guys. Turn up the volume. Hold your phones next to the speaker.
Yep. Did anybody's go off? Just an interesting question.
This is all for research. Yeah, we need to go back to the old Nokia bricks.
Hey, we just went above 18 cents again.
Awesome. Good
Finally.
Finally, it's been like a day.
We did have a couple of times already.
It's amazing how quickly we become used to these price floors. Like it's like, oh, finally we're back above 18 cents. Thank goodness.
Can we break 20 cents already? Come on.
Do you remember when will we truly break 1 cent? Come on, guys.
1 cent. That was
1
like
penny. We
what?
need the penny.
That was like a couple of months ago. Come
Yeah,
on.
I
just
know,
a little
I
over
know.
6 months ago, if that.
Yeah, a penny. Come on.
Crazy.
My God. Well, here we are, as we knew we would be. And shrug.
Pretty much.
All right, that many buys within the last 10 minutes, maybe.
Wow.
It's not that much though. Like 3. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's not that much. Like 500. 73,000, 60,000.
That's not a lot.
A little
10,000.
dabble to you. It's okay.
I mean, you say that, but you know,
Yeah, it moves the price really quick. Like that one's that one's 18.1, and then that one's 18.2, just with the mere 500.
And again, even some of these smaller buys, like this just comes with adoption. This is just new people coming in probably and getting their portion. Like to us, it doesn't seem like that much, but they're starting their first hex stakes, their first hex buys. Like this is just like the start of like what adoption is. You'll just have hundreds of those next, then thousands of those, then tens of thousands. Like people forget that Hex still only has what? Like we have like 40,000, 50,000 something stakers, like legitimate stakers.
About 50,000, right below it.
And we're number 3 crypto. Like, oh my god, we just haven't seen anything yet. Like, it can't be emphasized enough that it is all pre-viral.
Per HexDailyStats.com, we don't even have 500,000 holders yet. Just holders alone.
All these people still use CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, and they just don't even know the existence. We get because we're so involved in Hex in the community, we just always continue to just relapse and forget that like a lot of people just don't know about Hex, even in the crypto space.
Yep. Correct.
Yep.
Just ran into that the other day with the non-boardy. Like I told him about Hex a while back, but like he didn't think much about it because he had a portfolio of shit. But he's looking off of like CoinMarketCap. Like he's not looking, and he did. I was just like, yeah, man, we're locked in on page 3. So I just showed him. Went to page 3. It's like 201. It's like look at the market cap.
201.
Yeah, it's like now go to page 2 and look at 200, and it's like 100 million market cap. It's just like they can't even gatekeep properly. It's obvious.
So
and he's like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, now go to Nomics. And I was like, there's your actual market cap and or your actual ranking. And it's like we're sitting at number 3 right now.
Good times. I remember when we used to be number 20. Good old days, huh?
Yeah. It was good buying opportunity. Still a good buying opportunity.
Damn right. That's a beautiful thing, huh? Never, ever is it not.
Why don't we have a campaign that says the coolest of all cryptos are always on page 3?
Well, apparently there are other cryptos on there that shouldn't be on page 3.
Yeah,
of course.
It's like CoinMarketCap's just lazy with their gatekeep. It's like, all right, everything we don't like or hasn't paid us, just throw them on page 3. That's our that's our recycle bin for people that don't pay us the list.
Oh, man,
it's shameless,
so
man.
Yeah, I give no fucks.
Yeah,
that's very beautiful.
Yeah.
We should rank. They should have a site that ranks the coins by the ones that have not had any inflation bugs.
Bitcoin just disappears off the list.
Yeah.
Oh, Dorsey got it, like the page 3 girl in the UK. That's funny.
Yeah,
that's really funny. Perfect.
Yeah,
we're
the
page 3 girl.
Page 3
I like
girl.
that.
Yeah. Page 3 girl. Yeah, so we're the king of page 3. Yeah.
Yep.
Very much.
Hex is the red pill of crypto. I like that.
Good one.
Yep, 201. I like that.
Yeah.
That's going to be this like the secret handshake to get into all the Hex estates.
Hex events.
Yeah.
Hex events.
201.
Like bing bong.
What's the password?
What's the password? 201.
What's the password?
CMC 201.
CMC 201.
Right.
CMC 201.
There's some special characters in there too. Asterisk, asterisk.
And the gate creaks open.
And then question 2, right? How many pulses?
How many pulses?
That's another one.
No, that
we
one.
can do like Go ahead, Papa. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that one deactivates the gun turrets, right? How many pulses?
Can you imagine like they made it past the first gate and then the second gate and then the challenge and then it goes, well, how many pulses? And then some guy just puts out his wrist and go, I don't know, 76.
Wrong. Slams the door shut.
Wrong.
It's too funny, man.
Yeah, man.
Are they? What's going on with ADA? Why is it? Are they just recycling old news of? Oh, we're gonna do this now. It's coming soon.
Yep. Pretty much.
Let's be kind to our poor disillusioned brothers and sisters.
Nope.
They can damn well still sacrifice if they want it for their pulse.
That is true. That is true. Now is the time, if ever. Take advantage and dump that bag of crap.
How does that work? Or has anyone gotten the details? Like, is the rate continue to get worse and worse over time?
Yes.
Yes, it has. That was confirmed by Richard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
good.
Yo, it's a day.
I mean, honestly, you might want to just wait for the release of bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know how
You
bad
might
the rate
as
is
well,
right now, but you might want to wait.
It's
people
been
that every
22
day.
days. Oh, it's been 21 days already. So I
21
don't know why
days.
anybody. 21 times
Compounded
5% compounded.
Please
Stop.
stop. Please
Yeah.
stop.
Stop
Just
it.
wait. Just wait for it to be released. It's still. And
Right.
how good is Richard at marketing to induce this kind of FOMO, because people are still sacrificing it. These awful rates. It's like, guys, it hasn't even launched yet, right? Like, you could still just get in on day one. Like, there's still that option. Like, the amount of FOMO that's out there.
It's crazy.
It's mind-boggling.
But-
Like, guys, it hasn't
that
launched.
just goes to show, but that just goes to show how big it's gonna be, right? And
I
we talk
know.
about this
That's what
all
I'm
the
saying.
time.
But you know what? I can understand though why
Day 50.
Richard.
Day 50 sacrifice.
Yeah.
God. Oh my God.
But look, every day, every iota, every increment of crypto that goes into that address is potentially something that doesn't go to a scam site that would come up in its place, right?
Of course.
That's true.
So that's the only reason. I think that's the only compelling reason is why you leave the site up and everything.
Yeah,
So just
that's a great
you
reason.
might as well get something good for it. Might as well not go to scammers, and that's it.
What
That's
if
all I
it
can
gets to
think
the
of.
point where the rate's so bad it's literally like 1-to-1 on your points, like 1 point for 1 E? Oh my God!
Hey man, you can't help those who can't do math. At least get something for their money.
Oh my
Would you
God!
tell me the Cliff's notes about this crypto, please?
Oh jeez.
I mean,
We
I
get
guess
that
it makes
every day.
100% sense. It makes 100% sense because it's better to get something than nothing.
We're definitely on that downward slope of the bell curve at this point.
Yeah, we are. Yes, yes, sir. That is a fact. That is a fact. But yeah, I mean, Pulse is gonna be huge, bro. It's gonna be huge. A lot of us are gonna retire. I expect to retire off of Pulse for sure, because that's how big I think it's gonna be. Because never mind what the OA did or whoever it was that came in and just dumped all that money at the last second. We had a full billion before that point in time.
So
and
much money.
then we still have people sacrificing now.
Yep.
2 weeks, 3 weeks after the fact. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? That's super motherfucking bullish. That's crazy.
So much money. And then on top of that,
Yeah.
the OA did sacrifice. So then what the pulse you do have is just become
You're
freaking
good.
De Beers diamonds all over again, just like we saw with Hex. Like, do the math, guys. 2 plus 2.
Oh, man.
It's not
Yo, I can't wait
1984.
for the
It
numbers
equals
to be
4.
released.
Like, it should actually
I
equals
can't
4.
wait.
Trust me.
I can't wait to see the final tab results just to see how much the OA actually sacked, if we can even determine that, because it's gonna be hard to know. It's hard to say what we'll be
It's
able
probably
to
around
see.
13-ish billion. 13-ish, give or take.
But we're assuming we don't actually know. That's
Right,
the thing.
right. I'm just going off the when the total was around.
Yeah,
like
I
you
know.
said,
I know.
like a
I'm just
billion,
saying.
14 total.
Yeah, I'm just saying we don't actually know how, because you got to assume there were other big players that came in last second and disguised themselves.
Possibly.
That would be the optimal opportunity.
Did the sacrifice phase make any headlines as far as like you know how we always heard like EOS did 4 billion for their ICO?
Not
we
as
even make
much as it
headlines?
should have. Not as much
Yeah,
as
not
it
as
should
much
have.
as it should have. No, like you still see that nonsense about EOS, like if it matters. Are they even still around? What are they, $5 or something? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, still
Again,
around.
it just shows you the gatekeeping is still firmly in place. Like,
Yeah. I mean, that just goes to show how early we still are. Right? And Richard was talking about this yesterday, right, during the stream, how we're essentially listed nowhere. right? Nobody knows we exist. The majority of the people entering crypto go to the wrong places for information, so they're actually operating from a point of misinformation. So that's pretty huge, because what's going to happen is there could be a point in time where people find nomics and they find a disparity in information, and then they see that they've been lied to, and then they FOMO in because they're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? Just like the football player, he figured it out. Why wouldn't
Nice.
anybody else?
Super chat from Ovidian. Very happy to hear that you got your treasure, man. Well done.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to back all my stuff up, man.
Why'd you just flip him out? He spent $10 for the show, man. There you go.
No, I think
barely flashed him.
Here's a sneak peek. Bye bye.
Oh, it's because we were both clicking on it at the same
We're both
time.
clicking the same time.
Right on.
That's why.
Oh, you.
So
Oh, you
enthusiastic.
click first. No, you
Pulse
click
is gonna be
first.
crazy, bro. Pulse is gonna be crazy. Pulse is gonna be
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
I mean, that shit is gonna retire a lot of people.
Get your hardware wallets, guys. Get your hardware wallets, please.
Yes.
Pulse is going to be like freaking more, more dear to you than
I got
you
the
know.
I got
in
the
your life.
titanium plates on the way.
Well, good job, man. Good,
Well
good. That's a
done.
great
Yeah.
right thing.
One step at a
There
time, because I'm slow to spend money.
There was right, when there's this opportunity on the
Yeah.
table still.
Yeah.
It was funny because I think maybe Papa brought this up or someone brought it up, but like I've seen a lot of like channels popping up that are almost like dedicated to Pulse, like they're like newer people to the community and they're like more focused on Pulse, which is interesting. And I saw a guy, I can't remember his channel to shout him out, but he made a really cool comparison of all these like chains and their different launches and how many X's they've done since then. And like most of these chains have like, they've almost all of them have done like a minimum of 100X plus. So like, yeah, all you guys that sacrifice and they got a percentage of a multiplier, like gonna do very well. Again, just remember like holders win in the long run. So be careful to just go off and just like Hex, like don't be that guy that's like, why'd I sell my Pulse?
Oh man, please, yes.
Don't sell too early.
So look, can we talk about something
again.
that oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I mean, the biggest thing with the Pulse too, right, is like you don't have that diamond hand feature of locking it up with code and being able to just physically not able to access it. So you take all the things you've learned from Hex and apply them to Pulse. I'm telling you, don't be liberal with your Pulse bag, because those are diamonds too.
You went exactly where I wanted to go. Because I was gonna be like, so how about we like, okay, come on guys, let's at least consider a 1 year holding period at a minimum, regardless of what happens with price, because we have to remember one important fact. The only Pulse that's going to exist outside the liquidity pools is a Pulse in your wallet. That's it.
Deflationary.
So the only reason the price goes down is if you make it go down. Literally. Important to understand that.
Richard was even talking about his last stream, increasing the burn rate too. Might go up from 25 to 33%.
33.
Yep. So
can anybody explain the delegated Pulse stakes to the validators? What's the benefit on that?
You'll get a percentage of the fees based off how much Pulse you're delegating and how much the validator is willing to give you percentage wise of the fees. I think in the beginning it's going to be very minimal. But yeah, and it's not like a time lock feature like Richard said. You'll pretty much just take a day to delegate or remove your coins if you so choose. But you're going to get some percentage of the fees based off the amount of Pulse you're delegating to the validator. It's probably going to be very minimal at first, but I mean, if you have a large stack of Pulse just sitting there, I mean, it doesn't hurt, right? So
it's just like with Hex, right? If you're earning, you're winning. If you're not earning, you're not winning. I mean, in any endeavor in life, you want to be trying to always earn yield where possible, especially if it makes sense to do so. And I think in this system, it will make sense to do so. So that's just something you might want to consider.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's gonna be pretty amazing. Kai, can you imagine like someday we hit like Pulse at 1 cent? Oh my God.
Man.
Woo!
And the funny thing is that you're gonna have the crowd that are gonna appreciate the fact that that can possibly happen, and then you're going to have the complete opposite that are going to always say not possible. It's a trillion, 500 trillion supply, blah blah blah, because they don't understand. Yeah, yeah, because they don't understand the actual mechanics behind value transfer mechanisms and how they work. Because again, if you got 95% of that supply squirreled away, doesn't matter what the supply is.
Yep.
Just doesn't. The market
We've
has
seen
to
it.
function based on that.
We've seen it play out in traditional finance. We've seen it applied in crypto now with Hex, and we're about to see it again with Pulse. And we have a very good entity in charge of the supply. So yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. It's going to do great
So
things.
in the 70s, right, we had multiple bouts of inflation. Right, we had gold and we had crude. Right, they both skyrocketed in value. Right, how does something like that happen? Right, something like that happens because there's an influx of cash, fiat, whatever you want to call it, chasing X amount of things. Right, if it's real or not doesn't matter. That's how it works. That's the point. Right, so once you right, and this is important to understand now. This is very important to understand. So please, listen up. If you can have 1 trillion ounces of gold sitting out there, and there's only but a percent of it available for sale, the market will then go on ahead and price that 1% of that 1 trillion of gold ounces, because that's how it works. It's only based on what is actually available. Just like in the crude market, if supplies are limited, guess what? You're going to be paying more for gas, because gasoline is a derivative of crude oil, right? Just like heating oil is a derivative of crude oil, just like all of these things are derivatives, right? But then not only are you going to be constricted by the supply of the actual crude, because that's going to affect the cost to actually create those derivatives, right? Which are the combustibles that we use day in, day out. So that's leg one. On top of that, you have those respective markets as well. There's a propane market, right, which is its own thing. There's a kerosene market. There's a heating oil. There's a gasoline. There's a jet fuel market, right? Like, you got all these different markets that are derivatives of crude oil. So you're dealing with a lot of different facets of how markets work that a lot of people just aren't aware of. So the last people you want to listen to about how markets work are crypto people, because they actually don't have a clue. They really don't. So that's something you have to keep in mind when you're watching Furu material, because I know a lot of Hexagons still do, and that's fine. But understand that's just entertainment. That's not actual educational information. And what we're talking about here is completely the opposite of that. This is actual information that is going to help you understand what is going on, because this is very important. This is why you can buy something that's going to have a 500, 200 trillion supply and still retire. This is a big gap that a lot of people can't cross over. And that's why I'm talking about this so hard, because it's serious. Look at De Beers. We all know the De Beers strategy, but yet so many opt to not respect it. And we talked about digital. Me and Axis did a stream yesterday just talking about this very same thing, digital scarcity, right? And the main topic that we honed in on is that with Hex, you're literally doing yourself the favor and finding a way to encapsulate time in monetary value, which you can't do with anything else on this planet. You can't. And that alone makes Hex the most superior asset, right? But then we have this added nexus of complexity, which is we only have 15 years to hold the T-share. Then we have to start it again.
Yep.
Right? Because that's the way to reach like the full max benefit of the system. Now, of course, you don't have to have all your stakes 15 years, but it's just an example, right? To understand like value and how it exists over time and how you value something for real. Because what other crypto, or not even crypto, right? Let's speak from a general market sense. What other asset is going to generate value consistently without you having to worry about it in a secure fashion right? Day in, day out. And you don't have anything to worry about because we consistently see these data points be provided where it's hex worked again for another 24 hours. Hex worked again for another. You know what I mean? So we have all this repetitive information that happens day in, day out. And when somebody comes up to the plate and they see that, they're going to want to invest in hex. It's not going to be difficult because when you look at the crypto or the promise coin landscape, you're going to see you have a lot of minefields, a lot of mines, just a lot of landmines out there. And amongst the land, you got minefields, right? And as you navigate through the space, you have to make sure that you don't end up in a minefield. And that's hard to do because you can't really tell sometimes. I don't know if you guys have ever seen what a mine looks like in real life, but it's hard to tell sometimes, right? It's very hard to tell. If you're not right up on it and you don't know what to look for, you're toast, unfortunately. And you guys see Middle Clad on his head, so he knows. He knows. And yeah, it's like a scarlet letter, right? It's a backstabbing scenario because you think you're good, you think you found your home free, you're about to reach financial freedom, and then no magic carpet ride. Instead, rug pull. Yeah. And that's why, it's important, like Motley said earlier, that we continue to preach the right information, right? Because we're battling big pocket checks, pocketbooks. Yeah, a lot of big pocketbooks that are pushing all this misinformation. And just how markets operate alone is one of the big ones. And they are the main creators of it, which is funny.
So that's all highlighted in this comment too. That you're just speaking on whales with Adam. He was saying, "Thank God I put in 50K at Pulse." He's LL, but I still have no hex. I feel like I missed that. Wow. But now you guys are helping me understand that it hasn't even started, right? And it's true, Adam. Like, this is the best time to buy. And I know we talked about it earlier too. Pablo was talking about with the gas fees being so high, but the opportunity cost of not buying hex now at these levels and before essentially the doubling occurs of your bags, this is about the most prime opportunity you can get. We're not getting dips from here because too much of the community already knows the opportunity that's coming down the road. So there's not going to be much sell pressure here. There's not going to be much sell pressure here. So you're seeing it now, even dips down to 1 cent just instantly get bought up. So this is the time to start accumulating your hex. And like I said earlier, I had this conversation with Mike, who was very similar to you, went all in on Pulse, put a lot of money into Pulse. And then he found hex via obviously the Pulse sacrifice. He's like, oh shit, I need to start building up my bag of Pulse or of hex now.
Yeah, that was a great piece of conversation there because it's so true. We've all talked about it before, but it's interesting to actually hear somebody go through the steps, right? He found us through banter because banter was like, all right, Richard, give me a coin, but not yours.
Wait a minute. I want to know about that.
And then and then he didn't say that to anybody else.
Nobody else got that limitation, son of a bitch.
Yes. And the guy,
there's something here.
He was spot on. He saw it and he attacked, and that's what it's about. And that's, people were like, and I always used to complain about Richard going on those type of shows. Why is he wasting his time? And especially that one. That one pissed me off.
Yo, I said I saw red when I heard that. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. Richard was the only one that got limitations placed on him on not mentioning his product, and I was losing my mind.
Yeah, but hold on a second, guys. Remember, the reason, and I watched it a couple times. The reason is he says because we're gonna have Richard back next week anyway to talk specifically about Hex and Pulse.
He's had a lot of those other guests on as well.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm not forgiving the situation. I'm just explaining that there was something more to it.
Yeah. That was the excuse, but I don't think
that was the excuse.
Yeah, because it didn't even go down like that, if I remember correctly. But anyway, let's not keep talking about that. Long story short is...
Plus, we were spamming him, too. Remember? We were spamming the shit out of him as well.
Well, we have to, bro.
So that didn't help either.
I feel like we have to. Because they're not going to say anything, but the people in his community will see the chats as they stroll by, and that's important. Right, because that is something that people are going to see. They're going to be like, hex.com. Let me type that in real quick, right? So anybody could do that. And it goes from there. But somebody reached out to me recently where they found Richard. Who the hell was it? And I was like, damn it. You know, because it's the same scenario. So another Furu that they used to watch, and now they don't watch that crap anymore. But they had to fund that crap in order to get to us, because that's just how the market's structured right now. So we just have to keep doing the right thing, and Richard's going to keep going on these shows, and you know, this is going to continue to happen, and people are going to continue to find us, and we just have to continue to be ready to educate and continue to provide the same information, because we're the sole community out here that doesn't have to delete anything. No tweets, no streams, no nothing. So, yeah.
It's just like shout out to Jams Jetson. He continues to go on the Gentleman of Crypto. Recently, they were, saying that they primarily use coin market cap. They don't care about this and that and all that BS.
Yo,
Jams Jetson, stood to his guns.
I was watching and I asked, and they seemed to know who I was, and I was surprised because I don't really get involved outside, right? And I asked, so you mean to tell me you think it's okay to share providers of misinformation? And they didn't even get the question. And that really pissed me off, because it's like, how are you going to act like it's just okay? Especially because I'm going to make it personal now, because I come from the same community as them. So this is my whole point. Right now, I don't want to make it anything more than it is, but it's about integrity first and foremost. And those gentlemen, in my mind, do not have any, because how dare you, as a person of color, and I am one as well, promote providers of misinformation?
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not a whale.
Prove it right now, Whales, or you are scammed.
I know it's impossible to believe that I'm not actually a whale.
I thought you were.
It's true.
Not even a dolphin? But,
no amphibian traits here.
My gosh, an otter.
Homo sapiens.
But it's disappointing to me. You know what I'm saying? It's disappointing to me because I make a good case every day for myself, and I feel like people like that make me look bad, because that's the world we live in. Whether we want to accept it or not is irrelevant. That's just the way it is.
There was a couple issues with that too, right? Like, so it's on us to just get better with our communication skills, because we do start just attacking. Like, you just got to present them with the evidence correctly, and just lead them down the path of just undeniable facts. Just like, hey, look, I can literally show you, take you to page 3. I can show you the market cap they give Hex, which is still inaccurate. I can show you going back to page 2, the next market cap is 100 million. I can show you it's not just Hex, so it's not like we promote nomics because they're biased to Hex, because that was one of the points they brought up. It's other coins. It's other coins. It's like
you can literally see it. Like, that's the crazy thing. You can literally see it. It's insane.
It's like they're getting a check from CZ.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I think. Because what other excuse can there be?
Maybe not. I don't know. And then I know DJ Cryptomatic tried to go on there, and he did a good job. But the problem with that interview that drove me nuts was the delay was so bad they couldn't carry a correct conversation, because it was like like a 30 to 45 second delay, and it threw off the whole flow of the interview. But it's just, I don't know. I think that it could probably be revisited at some point, and I think they could be made to see the error in their ways, or if they still don't get it at that point, then yes, it might be a check at that point.
Well, it seems to be that people voluntarily are ignorant in this promise coin space, so I'm just going to go on ahead and go with that and not waste my time any further, because it's just a simple fact of the matter that as a person of integrity, you don't ever sell yourself out, especially when it comes to information, because what do we always see those folks promote is for people that don't know anything to have the ability to wreck themselves. I can't, in good conscience, sit here and act like that's okay in any shape, way, or form. And that's my problem. That's a major problem. I mean, come on. How many hacks do we have to see to act like that shit is okay? It's daily, and it's not okay. People are coming into this space, in all honesty, to find financial freedom, whether they know it or not.
Yep.
Right? So, that's something we got to acknowledge, because I don't know about you guys, but I'd be pissed if I was in that little boat.
That's
what we continue.
Johnny Chaos said it right there. They get it. They said they don't care. That's the issue.
There you go. There you go. I don't care either. That's it. Yep.
And you
Simple as
just
that.
continue. And again, it's funny because the theme of this is just coming back to just continuing that education, right? Like as Hexicans, it's your responsibility to go out there and promote the products and the companies and the stuff that are doing the right thing, like Nomics. We made Uniswap popular. Like all these things that Hexicans have gone behind have done incredibly well. And it's people that have their integrity intact, like Wales was saying, deserve to be promoted, deserve to be used, and they should be number one. So make it happen, make it so.
Make
Go
it
out there
so.
and do
That's right.
do the work. Preach it from
It's
the
like
top of the hill.
It's like they talk like they're so butthurt that they missed the launch of Hex, that now they regardless of how successful it is, they're just so butthurt about they missed out.
Well, I wish they could do some math, because if they could, they know that they didn't miss anything. And this party hasn't even started. It actually hasn't even started. If this was a baseball game, this is we're still warming up. If this was a baseball game, we're not even in the first inning.
No,
right, Molly?
We might light the fuse come the launch of PulseChain. Like that might be like us finally just starting to light the fuse.
Yo, we don't even have 500,000 holders, bro.
Nothing.
We have
and then
no
the staking
size.
class, like yeah.
And then the staking class is 10% of that. It's 50,000 people, bro. Like, come on.
Crazy madness.
Like we don't like the network effect hasn't even started. We can see it, but it hasn't even we don't even have the size. Like imagine
that's why multiple dollars Hex is not crazy at all. Like
No.
it's pocket change the amount of people that we have in Hex now, and what we've done as the number 3 cryptocurrency. Like just imagine what's the adoption. The gates get broken through or they come down. Like it's just
and this US road trip is going to definitely help with that.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm excited to watch that.
I think this US road trip is going to help with that. I'm going to try to go from Boston. I might even go to DC. I'm obviously going to be in New York, but I'm going to try to go to all those 3 places. But it's going to be major, man, because this is going to be like, hey, look, this exists. This is what it does. This is how it works. Tell everybody you know, because it's real. Because we're not bots. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be like a second awakening. This kind of how it went down for Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure that's probably where these guys got the idea from, because I remember this back in the day. A lot of people used to do a lot of events, and this was pre-2015, so it wasn't illegal to do it in New York or anything like that. And it's just how it went. You know, this is just how people found out about it back in the day. So this is going to be a great second thrust into what crypto should be, right, and what we should champion going forward, because we want quality. We don't want people to run into traps, right? Like we don't want to provide sand traps. We can't control what's going to be on Pulse for sure, but we can teach people the right way to look at things so that they can understand, you know, where they're walking or standing on, things like that.
Yeah, I'll be doing the same thing as you. I'll probably be joining a lot of the East Coast meetups if I'm free. Yeah, I'll definitely be trying to go to most of those.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun, bro. I mean, people are gonna just be like, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna duplicate yourself throughout this process, in some way, shape, or form, right? These people are gonna get involved in the community. They're gonna be like, "Oh my God, this is crazy. This is life changing." Blah blah blah, because it is. We're just tired of hearing it because we've been doing it for almost a year and change, right? For most of you guys, but it is life changing, and it's always going to be, because the math is always going to work.
I've been rejuvenated in my onboarding efforts, because for a while there I was just burnt out because it took so much time. It was so much time.
Yeah.
So like what I've done now, it's like I've started to group everyone together that I can and try to get like anywhere between like 5 and 10 people at once and just do this, right? Pull them all up on StreamYard, walk them through everything, make sure they understand security, make sure they understand the proper websites to go to, how to purchase, how to stake, learning more about Hex. And I just do it like this, just like seminar style, and try to knock out as many people as I can and just be as efficient with my time as possible.
Yeah, I mean,
and
that's smart.
And you have other resources in the community. You can direct them to Coffee Scores. You can direct them to Hodl Dog. Those guys are the 2 best when it comes to getting bite-sized information of exactly what they need. So like the tools and everything are out there. And like, again, it's just that opportunity. I know how important it is over the next couple months before we go and get our bags doubled for as many people to get in and know about Hex as possible. So I'm
pile drive in, folks. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm definitely out there hustling now.
I know we're coming towards the later part of the stream, so before I forget, I want to make sure everybody knows.
You fucking asshole.
Tomorrow morning, wake up with kinetics. Wake up Hex. He's going to have Congresswoman Cynthia McKinney on the show, so that's going to be a powerful one. She's got. Just think about how many people she's connected with. So,
Yeah.
Congresswoman Cynthia McKinney on with kinetics tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning.
Yeah, make sure you tune in. It should be a good one. I'm interested to see what her reaction is going to be if she does like connect the dots rather quickly.
Rip Van Winkle.
Yeah, we already went over this, no?
Did we?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like a 2.5
Are
hour
you okay?
delayed
Do we need to put you
reaction,
in a
bro.
home, Papa? Are you all right? Did you just short circuit on us, bro? That was bad. Yeah, someone came up with the name already. Like 2
I know,
hours
Mom.
ago.
I know it's a joke. It's okay.
Oh God, I'm glad. I
think that
was
I'm-
worried
think
about
that
you.
I'm
I was like, shit, give me your seed phrase quick.
There you
go.
I'll protect it.
All right. Yeah, I'll be in Japan in
Let me just
16
type it into my
hours.
PC right now. Can I put it on the
Oh my God.
And then before that happens, Papa drives into the forest and throws private keys into the swamp or something.
Yep.
Oh man, Papa, you ever been to that forest in Japan? What they call it, the suicide forest or whatever?
No, but let's not talk about that. That's a taboo subject. We don't talk about
Is
that.
it? Oh, okay. I don't know, bro. I'm not Japanese.
No. Go watch those videos about the douchebag that filmed it
Logan
and had to
Paul.
apologize for it. You do not talk about that. Yeah, we don't.
There was a
it's
film made
taboo.
about it. I don't actually know. I just know about
It's
the forest. I
taboo,
don't
and
actually know.
let's just talk about something else. It's not something
Okay,
to
no, that's
talk about.
fine. That's fine. I was just saying I didn't know about the video.
Yeah.
It's a green room.
I just know about the forest. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not trying to push the issue. My bad.
Just about to say
Oh,
we're
did
about
she?
2 hours.
Interesting. That Cynthia McKinney took on the demon himself. So that's interesting.
Oh.
I did not know that.
Oh, he's a nasty one.
Yeah, he's a fucking. Yeah, he's something, all right.
Damn aspartame passing mammer jammer, that guy.
Mm.
There's another poison product that I can't have anywhere near me.
Well,
Yeah, he's the one that rubber
2000s were
stamped
an
it.
interesting time. Man. 2000s, the things those folks did in the year 2000, in the decade of the 2000s, man. Like, I honestly don't. Like, when people find out, they're gonna be like, "What the hell were we doing?" Like, it's crazy because I honestly don't know. Anyway, but yeah, man. The education is important. Understanding what this is all about is important, right? So we don't have a lot of repeat efforts of. Okay, so there was an interesting headline that came out of China this weekend that I kind of mentioned slightly on Twitter. I wasn't really poignant about it, but it just goes to show the little power that governments have over crypto. And the headline basically read, what the hell was it? Oh, if somebody had sued or had asked the government to intervene on behalf of some crypto that was stolen. I don't know if it was some Binance or whatever. Main thing is that the court said themselves, we have no jurisdiction here. This is in China, of all places. And that's all I'm going to say about that. If you can't ascertain what that means, I'm not going to spell it out for you. So good luck to you on that one. But in case you don't get it, that's pretty straightforward. They're telling you what the deal is. So good luck to all with the psyops. Because that's all it ever is, right? And this is why it's important to read these legal documentations. All the stuff you see, headlines and all that, not relevant. Legal documentation, however, extremely. So that's my advice to you all, which is no advice at all, but to read.
Guys, I just wanted to say, if you've got any other crypto from 2017 or whatever that's worth peanuts or whatever, then might be worth just throwing it into, well, just try and get as much hex as you possibly can anyway. Because I would hate to be in that position where you're going to have to decide which one's going to be the one that you buy after Pulse launches. So that's, yeah.
And maybe we don't know yet, right? Like, I mean, if that scenario plays out like Richard was talking about earlier, and we do reach parity rather quickly at launch, and they're tied together by a liquidity pair and incentivized LP tokens, like we might not have that decision to make. It might just be like, hey, the T shares are a fraction of a cent cheaper over here. Like I'll buy on the cheaper T shares side today, or what have you. But like, we might not have that issue going down the road. But yeah, I mean, ultimately we don't know, and I would rather have both than making that speculation down the road.
Yep.
Yeah, what Motley says is really great, but I couldn't understand all of it because Wales has a stinking Telemundo in the background again because he's got something else he's watching in the background.
I was on mute. I was actually on mute.
No. Someone else has got.
Yeah.
There's no one else that has the TV station.
Well, my TV's off. I don't even have it on.
Yeah,
I don't even have it on. I don't even have it on, bro.
Wales doesn't leave it set up. He's got TV. He's got probably a fridge right next to him. Like
he's got a leaf
all the
blower,
chairs, all the screen.
I'm like that
barely working his 9 to 5. Barely. Everything was in arm's reach.
Seen that guy, that fat guy in that South Park episode where he has like the little wrist.
Yeah, he's got a little brace on.
Yeah, little wrist braces. Fat
carpal tunnel syndrome.
Freaking bellies on the desk.
To your chair. That was a good South Park episode for sure. World of Warcraft.
Yeah, South Park is freaking hilarious, man. They're crazy over there. That show is still going too. It's like on season 30 or some crazy.
Yeah,
shit.
I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah, they're still funny as all hell. Apparently, I saw a clip the other day.
Yeah, I think they're on vaccine stuff
crazy.
now.
That one was a credit card on a mirror. I heard that one. I definitely heard. I know that sound.
Oh yes, that was me. Sorry, sir.
Get those lines nice and straight, man. It's almost done. You can be free to get all the blow you want after the show. Middle class, you're never gonna no outro ever. Just never. We're gonna go full Jerry Lewis marathon, 24-hour stream. That's what we want to do. Middle class is like, I don't remember how to end a stream. It escapes me. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I wanted to do it, but it's important stuff, whatever you're saying. But anyway, it's all
so important. He's not listening.
It's like South Park. Let me see what else I can get out of here.
No, well, whatever.
What up,
Anyway,
Kareem? You're in the chat.
Yeah, what's up, Kareem?
What up, Kareem? Bang, bang.
Do not give him the fucking link. We're ending this damn stream now.
Yeah, cut off on 3 hours.
Yeah, that'd be an extra 3+ hours for sure.
Oh man.
Let me say it again 3 hours later. Let me say it again. Jesus Christ.
Bang, bang. He's like, you already know.
Bang, bang, indeed. Yes.
Bang, bang.
That's the new outro code word. Bang, bang.
Outro.
Right.
For the love of God, outro.
Oh,
all right, I'm gonna call it. Yeah, it's fun hanging out as always, and I suppose myself, Vince, and Uncle Kev will be looking forward to Thursday for our first stream with Hex Singapore. So that should be something that
cool.
Yeah, we'll see we'll see where it takes us. But other than that, thank you, chats. Thanks for hanging out. It's been fun, and we'll see you next week, I suppose.
Yeah.
Any last words, anyone?
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Be well, be
Peace,
safe.
guys.
Retirement doesn't mean retirement, guys, right? It just means you quit your 9 to 5 and you get to work and do what you want to do.
Yep.
There you go.
That's it, man.
That's right.
Exactly.
Enjoy.
Later.
Congrats, Molly.
Later.
We out.
Out.